But I completed it. It's not something I ever have to do again.
I would never do it again.
Well, did you do it?
No.
I mean,
I would just never do it again if I were you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm okay. I've been in a very bad mood.
Oh, no.
I know. What a bummer to be in a bad mood.
Is it for a reason or just it's in you?
I think it may be hormonal.
Yeah.
And I think it may be in me.
Yeah.
And I think it may be, just a response to life and grief and trauma.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does. And it's weird. It's just hard. It's hard. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I didn't sleep very well last night because we're
traveling.
We're traveling today, and I think everyone in my family has like a certain amount of anxiety, and so all of us being anxious together is probably not the best for the most harmonious day leading up to travel, but I never sleep well the night before I'm supposed to travel anywhere.
No, I think that's normal.
Yeah. So just like running over and over in my mind, like what I need to bring, what I can't forget.
This is also a very specific type of travel that is probably adding to that stressor of like, what do I need to bring? I can't forget this thing.
100%. And you also know, because I think this infuriates you, when I travel, I'm always like, oh, I'm just going to figure it out when I get there. Like whether I'm going to take a train or rent a car.
Yes.
Which I know makes everyone crazy. But generally, I'm traveling by myself, so it's no big deal. But this time, I'm traveling with my sons, and so they have their way of doing things, and so we're all just trying to coordinate. And plus it's a little tricky because then I am actually coming to New York almost immediately from Cape Cod to do a thing with you, which I don't know
if it doesn't seem like great timing for you.
It's not great timing, but also like what is, you know what I mean? Like if you waited for great timing all the time, then
we'd get nothing done.
Exactly. So, it's better timing than it could be, So, but yeah, so I'm just trying to figure all of that out, but I'm also just like, this is the only area in my life where I'm like, oh, I'll just trust that it'll work out. Like it'll just work out. What's the worst that could happen? So,
I'm with you though. Like I feel like people put too much sort of on like anytime. Okay. I just got fucking kicked in the ass by I've always been a very travel, fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal.
Yeah.
But then I was like, this summer I really wanted to spend some more time in Los Angeles. And so does Birdie before boarding school.
Right.
And I was like also just trying to be like sort of proactive and also like doing my own thing because I'm like, I will be renting this place or whatever. However, I just decided to be proactive and like do it
ahead of time.
Like find a place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, because I had like some things that I wanted to make sure that the place had. And
doors.
Like, I mean, listen.
Doors, beds.
A pool.
That's also good.
And I wanted to be in a specific neighborhood because I've decided that if I'm going to see if I want to move back to LA, I need to be walking distance to friends. I'm not going to move anymore. I'm not moving anywhere in the future where I can't walk over to someone's house if I need to.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
at least one close friend.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try to pull other close friends to the neighborhood so that we can eventually
You're trying
gate
to
it off.
Yeah, you're
and
trying to
start
reverse
a compound.
reverse engineer a commune. Yes.
I'm calling it a compound, not a commune. I think a commune could have a negative connotation, and there's going to be no mandatory sex for anyone, you know?
Yes. I think of a commune as like you're communally working on things. So maybe you'll have like a garden together. But yes, also sometimes communes have sex together. So I guess I can see where. But I'm thinking this is mostly going to be like a women-only commune.
I think probably there will be some men who are willing to do whatever the women say without question.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, so I rented this place. I'm just talking about like how I never plan ahead, and then how this one time I have done this for the summer and it has just like completely fucked me.
Just blown up in your face.
It hasn't blown up in my face, but it's just stupid. Like literally signed the contract.
Yeah.
And 3 people offered me their houses for free in LA.
No.
3 of my friends who were like, oh, hey, by the way, you know, we're leaving for the entire summer. I just thought of you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it's a big oh no, because it's like I've been on a journey to try to save money, not spend. And like, I did not, by the way, did not rent the most expensive house.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. It was very reasonable.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm still spending money on it. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, and part of me is like, I've just been trying to justify it. So then I immediately tried to get out of my lease.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, or the rental agreement or whatever it is. And they were like, I don't know, they all have these rules, you know, like if it's like they would charge me a percentage of it anyway. It's like 30 or I think it's 30%. Okay. But like, I don't want to pay. That's stupid then. Then I'm like, and I know somebody out there is going to be like, but then you're just, I don't know.
I mean, you have to weigh, like, is it better to pay 30% instead of 100%?
But I wouldn't be in the neighborhood I want to be in.
Exactly.
Any of my friends' houses would not be in the neighborhood that I want to be in. And that's it. Just that.
So it's not worth it.
But that's like,
it's not worth it.
But that's like part of the thing. Like I want to see I don't know. I just want to see how I feel. I have like multiple friends that live in this one neighborhood and I want to just see how I feel.
Yeah. So it's
staying there for a period of time.
Paying for. You know what? Not that I can tell you what to do, but I'm telling you, let go.
Let it go.
Yeah, because
I pretty much have. I just like it's just like this is the thing though. Had I just done the usual thing that I do, just waited till the last second.
Yeah, it's like my sophomore year, I wanted to go to prom just because like it seemed super fun and I love getting dressed up and all that. And I waited for a really long time and nobody invited me, which is fine because it wasn't even my prom. But then finally a person invited me, probably after like, you know, thinking it over really long and hard because that's expensive to go to prom. And I said yes. And then like 3 other boys were like, I was going to invite you to prom. And I was like, what the fuck were you waiting for, guys? Why? You know, but that's how it always happens. It's like
kind of how it always happens.
How when you finally make an appointment to get your hair cut, the day that you go, your hair looks good.
Oh my God. Ain't that the fucking truth? I need to make an appointment to get my hair color fixed because I just keep putting pink on top of pink and it's not going well. I'm just going to tell you, it's
not
very uneven. I just don't like how like half of it looks kind of like orangey and half of it looks like bright pink. I don't know. I just want it to be all one.
I hear you.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's depth to it, guys. Maybe it's great. But wait, speaking of dating.
Speaking of prom, are you going? Have you been asked?
Guys, I just got asked to prom and I'm so excited. No, we could throw a prom too, by the way. Somebody asked about summer camp recently. And I was like, yeah, where are we on that? But then I was like, just thinking right now, that'd be fun to do a BP doing her best prom.
100%. Yes. Or like homecoming. What we can do it, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, we are somewhere on camp, but it's a lot. A lot goes into it, and there's a lot. And also, like, real talk, like, I just have a lot going on. So that's why I haven't been working on camp full time.
You have a lot going on. I have enough going on. I have a lot going on too.
You do too.
I went to Taylor Swift last night.
I know. Well, wait, you said speaking of dating, you changed your mind?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So anyway.
I think it's too hard is what I'm going to say.
Dating is too hard?
Yeah. But also like, I'm going to cry. Let's just remember that I'm probably PMSing. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I am. Well,
yeah,
I must be because new moon is this week. So yes, I get my period like on the new moon. I bleed in the new moon. I ovulate on a full moon.
Yeah. So
anyway,
we're keeping that in mind. Dating is
so
too
keeping
hard.
that in mind because take this with whatever.
Yeah.
I just like that hug thing really fucked me up. Reading that thing about that you need like 8 to 10 hugs for growth. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Right. I know we did. That's why. Okay. But I've been like thinking so much about it because like, I don't have hugging around me. I don't have that much hugs.
Right.
There are not that many hugs to be had.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see what this color lipstick was, but it's not good. It's fine.
It's fine.
So that's part of it. Because then the other part of it was like me saying that I'm not ready to date.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like when we had that conversation.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. Which is like probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I'm really heartbroken still,
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, but I could use like someone to like hang out with. And I like Mark so much, but like I don't know, it just feels like I don't want to go to dinner with him all the time.
Right. Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because yes, I do. Because it's not going forward and it's not making progress.
Right.
It's just staying where you are because it's the easiest thing to do. Maybe.
Well, I think that was like staying married, right? But like now we're not even together, but we like, because we're here and not LA.
Right.
I just don't have like, I just don't have a lot of people here,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's not easy. And so then I think, but then even if it was just like friends, like I see Jen a lot. We're neighbors. So like we see each other for meals and things, but like, I don't know. Then I'm just like, I think, I don't know, Caissie. I think I need to call my therapist. I haven't talked to her in weeks. I haven't talked to her in months.
Oh my God.
Because of, I literally almost just said busy tonight. Did you see? Did you see my face? I was like, because of Girls Five Eva.
Yeah.
I couldn't schedule it. And I don't know if you guys remember last year when I was shooting and I kept scheduling it and then they would change this and I would end up shooting and then I would have to pay my therapist.
Right.
Cause like that Airbnb cancellation policy or whatever. Like
it just gets under your skin.
The therapist is like, you got to pay me. Like, I held the time, but
yeah, I think that's what you guys have to ask for in your next contract. Let actors get their therapy. If you're going to make, you know what I mean? Like that has to be built into the schedule. It just has to be. I know. You do need to talk to your therapist. And also, you do need hugs and you do need friends. You need all those things. And I think you especially, and I know it's hard. And I know I can just feel it. Like the weather's changing in New York and you're out on the streets a lot. And like, I know you don't mind being alone sometimes. You know, like I don't think that you're the kind of person who just can't ever be alone because like
well, by the way, I know like this is a thing that some people do find surprising about me. I have to be alone.
Yeah.
So I need alone time.
Yes. So I just want to make clear that that's not the problem, that you're like, I need someone by my side 24 hours. That's not. You like to be alone and, you know, so this is coming from a real place. Here's what I know is that, and like, I hope this doesn't make you cry, but your life is about to change in a lot of different ways over the next few years, you know?
No, I know.
And so I just feel like you're probably feeling that coming up and, you know, and it's the way that it's supposed to change, you know, like you've done a good job and your kids are growing up and they're gonna, you know, they're going to have their own friends that they want to spend time with. And so I think, yeah, I just feel like you're feeling that, you know, and I do think it's smart to come to LA and spend time and be within walking distance of your friends and to want someone around. And it's hard too, because like from my perspective, I'd encourage you like, yeah, definitely like be friends with guys, that even guys that you're interested in, but maybe just don't throw all into a relationship.
Well, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to just be friends with, but also like, yeah.
But it's so hard because
it's hard. It's hard for me. I'm also like, you know me. I'm not like, I don't know. I wish I were more chill in some ways. Like, I am not.
Well, you have big feelings and you take things seriously, which is so great, but it's just hard when you're not on the same page as someone, you know, who might not be taking it seriously. It's just hard when you're not on the same page of like what a friendship or relationship or dating means, you know? It is really hard. I don't envy anyone that's feeling like they have to get back in this game that's really difficult. And also, I'm not surprised that some people are like, yeah, forget it. Like, I'm tapping out of this, you know? It's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not for anyone, maybe.
Right.
Addicts.
Yeah, I mean,
because it provides, like, you know, it's got a thing that it does.
Yeah, definitely. Like lights up some of those receptors.
Yes, that's why I told you I knew that I had to delete the like dating app.
Right.
Because I can't, with my particular ADHD and neurodivergentness.
Right. It doesn't work for you.
No. Well, I mean, it would work way too well.
Right.
And then I would just be like.
Well, it works good for them. You know, it works good for the app, but not for you.
It works great for the app. And by the way, I'm not unconvinced that like the majority of people who are like really into that aren't much like me, lacking in a dopamine.
Right.
Receptor or whatever the fuck I'm lacking in.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. I just like.
It's a lot. And
it is a lot.
Especially where you're feeling like hormonal and, you know, just there's a lot of the winds of change are blowing for you. And that's the hardest thing, you know,
it's
because
rough.
You don't know where you're going to land. I know where you're going to land. You're going to be great. But when you're in the middle of it, you don't know.
I don't know. I just want like I don't know.
You just need to start hugging people. like hug your dry
I
cleaner.
don't want to be that fucking person. I really don't want to be
hug some
that.
doorman.
I can't be that person. I can't be like free hugs on the fucking corner, Caissie.
I know.
No, it's not for her.
I know.
Birdie hugged me so many times last night at Taylor Swift. I thought I was gonna like burst into
You overdosed on hugs.
flames. No,
Did you
It
have
was
so much
like-
fun?
I mean, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real. I gotta
Yeah.
be real with you. It was incredible. But
Yeah.
first of all, I literally said today, like, I've never been to a concert before. Like, do you feel like she's ever going to tour again? Because I feel like she just like did it. Like she can't, like, how could she ever top it? Like, how could she ever do anything after this? Like, it is such an unbelievable like spectacle and production. And
Yeah.
like, it's definitely so lame how expensive the secondhand ticket seller people are putting those tickets on websites for.
Right.
But if you can get tickets that are not that way, like,
Yeah.
or wait until that, and you like go, like, if you can go see the show, I would highly recommend anyone that can. It's just like crazy to me. The prices drop like dramatically the day of, by the way. I was
Yeah.
looking just out of curiosity all day yesterday. Well, actually, I was looking in particular because I had to buy I wanted to buy a parking pass, you know.
Oh my gosh.
So I was looking to see if those were, because like when I looked last week, they were thousands of dollars to park. I'm like, guys,
Oh my
that's
God.
outrageous. And then, you know, it was like 120, which is still a lot of money. But like when you consider the convenience of
Parking there. Yeah.
knowing that you have a parking space, whatever.
But you highly recommend it despite.
I mean, it was incredible. It was like an incredible show. And Phoebe, you know, we love Phoebe Bridgers in my house. So that was
Yes.
super fun. And Gracie Abrams is the best. So that was like, it was a really great show to see. And I'm probably not going to be able to swing a ticket for the New Jersey show. You know, we got those like Ticketmaster redo tickets
Oh, right.
from, remember I told that whole story?
Yeah, the debacle.
The debacle. So
Everybody, the nation was shook by that debacle.
Truly. I think we're still shook by it. That's what's been going on, guys.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But so Birdie's going to go in New Jersey, and I probably will not be attending those festivities. So I was like glad I got to see it. The seats we had were very side view and not like the best,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, still got the point. I couldn't believe like how many people were there.
I know. It's sometimes when I go to things like that, I'm like, I can't believe there's that many people that all like the same thing just in like one city. You know what I mean? Like they all came to one city.
It's insane.
It's a lot.
But then Birdie was like so funny. I mean, Birdie knows everything all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, I don't understand. Like, why isn't Taylor doing Madison Square Garden? And Birdie's like, ugh, because Mom, it's not an arena tour. It's a stadium tour. And I was like, what's the difference? I was like, what's the difference? And she's like, like 70,000 people versus 10. And I was like, is that true?
all right. Okay.
Okay. I didn't know. But she was like, that's why Harry had to do 15 nights in those
Right.
arenas.
Right.
Because he should have been doing a stadium tour, but he didn't
Right.
want to do one for whatever reason. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like maybe Birdie
70,000 people
has a
that's lot of-
future in events.
I mean, who knows what the child has a future in? It's insane. Currently,
That's
it's
amazing.
driving Mark and me crazy because of her real senioritis from 8th grade. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, you gotta get it together, kid.
Oh
You're not done
gosh.
yet. You're not out of here yet.
When's the last week of school for them?
Well, it's weird. They have their like middle school graduation, June 1st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
But then they're like in school for a couple more weeks.
Oh,
It doesn't make any
good
sense.
luck. Good luck to everyone in school getting anyone to do anything after they've graduated.
But it's J term again.
Yeah.
Which is like, so they just do some other fun thing.
Still, I say. Wait,
I agree. By the way, I agree.
Going back to music, I want to talk about, well, you know what I want to talk about. But I think this is such a cute story, and I hope nobody minds me telling it, but maybe they won't listen and they won't know. But anyway, Prince's former assistant, Ruth, was tweeting about albums that she remembered Prince asking her to buy when she worked for him, you know, just things that he would like send her to the record store with a list. And so it was a really interesting list with like a lot of what you would expect, but then Bette Midler was on the list. And so I screenshotted it and sent it. I texted it to Bette Midler and I was like, oh, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. Prince's old assistant is talking about record albums that he asked her to buy and you were on the list. And she was like, oh my gosh, I might cry. This might make me cry. It means so much to me. I loved him so much. And, you know, I know that she went to see him a number of times, but also he went to see her a bunch of times and he would often bring like his lighting designer to like scope out her lighting rig and stuff because he loved like her stagecraft so much. So then I told Prince's assistant, I was like, it was so cute. I texted this to Bette Midler and she was like, this made my day. I loved him so much. And then Prince's assistant told me this story about how he was doing a show somewhere and he was asking like who was in the green room, who had come out, you know, like who had come out and gotten green room seats or whatever. And she was like, I was listing all of these like legendary, like the most legendary that you can imagine. They're in the green room. And then I said, oh, and Bette Midler's in there too. And he was like, you have to bring her back here right this second to meet me. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll go get her. So she went to go get Bette Midler and Bette was like, oh no, I'm not like dressed up. I'm not done up. I feel like I look like a mess. And she was like, he's insisting that you come back there to say hi to him. And it was just a really sweet story about how she said that he wasn't in the best mood to be doing a show and how Bette Midler like really turned his day around. And
but also Bette Midler, get your shit together. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry if you're at a fucking Prince show and Prince's assistant is like, Prince requests your presence. You're like, absolutely. Of course. Obviously. Lead the way.
Well, you know what I loved about this story is I love how much it points to just how human and regular they both were. She was like, oh no, I look like a mess. I can't go see this cute guy looking like a mess. And he was like a little kid. Ruth said that he was just like, her music meant so much to me growing up. And like, he was really, really excited. And I just think that's so cute and like special. When you're talking about Taylor Swift and her big show and how it's like mind-blowing and how she is like this mastermind of performance, I'm sure there are people that she gets so excited to meet backstage too. And I love knowing about stuff like that.
Do you think she gets excited about meeting people? Like who, you know what I mean?
I wonder. Know. I would think so. Because like even when you're the most famous person in the world and even when you've already met someone, they're still a star to you. You know what I mean? Like they're still.
You know what I bet? I bet like she's like similar, like it's like whatever Julia Roberts would be to someone her age. Do you know maybe Julia Roberts?
Right.
Maybe Julia Roberts.
But I'm thinking like she probably, I don't know. I bet she looks up to Stevie Nicks. I bet she.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
You know what I mean?
That's a good
Someone
call.
like
Good
that.
call.
Someone like that. Everyone looks up to Stevie Nicks.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. That's the truth. That's the truth. But anyway, I was just like, I thought the show was really incredible. And like,
good.
But yeah, the size of those, it's huge. It like kind of, it does sort of freak me out. Like, I can't think about it too much.
Yeah, too many people.
You know what I mean?
And like
too many people.
you're looking down and I get it.
It's too
Or
much.
you're looking up. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a lot. It was a lot. I mean, but it was it was exhausting because it was in Philly.
Right.
And, I don't live in Philly. And because Cricket had opted out of the concert, I love that kid so fucking much. Like, she just knows exactly who she is.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no part of Cricket that's not like Cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true of Birdie too, obviously. But like, Birdie has pushed her own limits and it hasn't. I mean, we don't even, let's talk, talk to me in 8 months. Let's see what's happening with boarding school. But like, you know what I mean? But like, Cricket is like, no, I'm not ready for that. Like literally, she's like, I'm like, it's a bunch of things I don't like.
It's not for me. Yeah.
It's loud. It's a lot of people. I don't think so.
I love that.
Okay. So Mark took Cricket to visit his mom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they're a couple hours away. And so then I rented a car because we only have one car between the two of us. And I had him take my car because they were leaving earlier and I could pick up the car later and then only be charged for one day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Saving money.
Guys, I'm
economizing.
doing it. I am economizing. That was his suggestion, but I went for it.
You went along with it, yeah.
I went for it.
Yeah.
But so I drove to Philly and obviously I didn't drink at all at the concert or whatever.
Sure.
Obviously. There was like a mom that I saw that was just like downing those giant ones that are like a yard.
Yeah, like
a
they have
yardstick.
in Las Vegas. Like everybody's walking around with that.
She's just like sucking down one of these like Slurpee yardstick things. And I was like, she's clearly driving these. Maybe she's not. Maybe they had a driver.
Did she seem okay?
She did not seem drunk.
Wow.
I don't know. Like now that I like live, I guess you know what? It's so presumptuous of me just because I drove from New York. Like I'm sure they just took an Uber or something.
Probably.
Like, yeah, I'm sure they did. So she just sat there. It was weird though. Like, I don't know why I was like really looking at this woman. You know how you do, like, she just seemed kind of like not thrilled to be there. And I just was like, how do you do that? Like, why? First of all, like, there's no version of like, even if I had never heard Phoebe Bridgers or Taylor Swift.
Right.
Or Gracie Abrams. Because we were there for all of the acts.
You'd have enjoyed yourself.
Of course I would have enjoyed myself because it's like, I heard a dad, I don't know where he was, like he was behind me, a dad at one point, like right in the beginning of the Taylor stuff, I heard him say something like, oh, this is really something. Like he was like, like this dad was like,
he got
oh my
into
God, wow, like this is so impressive. Yeah, and his mom was just like, she just seemed like very.
Some people can't get out of their own way. Like, do you spend a lot of money to be a sourpuss?
That's what I was thinking. I was just like, also, I don't know. I know that I'm like not a regular mom.
Right.
I'm a cool mom.
You're a cool mom.
I know that. But also, I just want to say, like, parenting is 4,000 times more enjoyable when you just fucking get into it.
Yeah.
When you get into whatever it is that your kids are into, when you will like free yourself of whatever you're holding on to because you're like, this is lame, and I'm not saying that about Taylor. I'm saying like even these like YouTubers,
right?
YouTubers that I watch where I was so judgy about them. And now I'm just like, fuck it. And I get into it and I'm like, laugh at their dumb literal fart jokes, which is not my favorite kind of joke. I'm going to say.
No.
I really don't like them. Probably because of my IBS. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I get into it and it makes all of it so much more fun, and it makes my kids like me more.
Yeah, then you can have a conversation with them about where, meet them where they're at. I agree.
All I'm saying is that I don't have a lot of parenting advice, but if I could offer one thing, I don't know who needs to hear it, but it's someone listening right now.
Yeah.
Start faking it till you make it and enjoying the dumb shit that your kids are into. Because if you enjoy the dumb shit, then you get lucky every once in a while and you get a Taylor Swift or a Phoebe Bridgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something for me.
Yeah.
And her.
I think that's really good advice. And my advice is don't get super drunk when you're with your kids. Because I know I've told you about when we got super drunk at Matt's birthday party in the city because my friend had just signed a book contract, and so she doubled the amount of drinks that we had provided
for everyone
for the night. Yes, and they were delicious margaritas, and we did get too drunk, and then Eli had to drive us home. 18-year-old Eli, and he really gave us a lecture about how sloppy and embarrassing we were, and he was not wrong. He was not wrong.
Oh, is that, I feel like that story is quaint compared to my being drunk and telling Birdie that I was dating someone. Last year.
Yeah, and how'd that go?
Not great, Caissie. The next day, not great. And then when Birdie got upset, I was like, well, your dad's got a girlfriend too. And then Mark was so mad. Rightfully so.
Right.
Not acceptable behavior.
Right.
And also, none of it was good. It was just all bad.
I get it. I get that.
Oh my gosh, wait. Is Dream Ellie Kemper joining us? Blue Land. You know we love Blue Land. Listen, did you know that we're literally eating and drinking roughly a credit card's worth of plastic a week? That's disgusting. Because the products that we're using every day are ultimately contaminating our water supply, generating hundreds of microplastics that we end up ingesting. It's disgusting. It's why we love Blue Land. They set out to do something about it, eliminate the need for single-use plastic in the products that we reach for the most. Their idea was very simple. They offer endlessly refillable cleaning products with a beautiful, cohesive design that looks very, Pinterest ready. You fill your bottles with water, which is like what 90% of cleaning supplies are anyway, guys. You drop in the tablets and you wait for them to dissolve. You never have to grab for bulky cleaning supplies on the grocery run. Let me tell you, since I moved to New York, what a delight Blue Land is. Because I'm not carrying that stuff home with me from the grocery. I can barely get just like my turkey and a loaf of bread. Plus, refills start at just $2.25. You can even set up a subscription or buy in bulk, which I did with the body wash, which I love. They have cleaning sprays, hand soap, toilet bowl cleaner, which we love. The laundry tablets, love. All Blue Land products are made with clean ingredients, so it's safe for your pets and kids to be around. You guys, I love Blue Land so much. You can try their Clean Essentials Kit. It has everything you need to get started. 3 bottles of cleaner plus a bottle of hand soap. And it comes in beautiful light scents like iris agave, fresh lemon, or eucalyptus mint. Blue Land, is offering, just for you guys, just for our listeners, 15% off your first purchase of any product. So to get 15% off your first order, go to blueland.com/best. You're not going to want to miss it. blueland.com/best. That's blueland.com/best. Guys, you have heard us talk about Thrive Cosmetics. How much we love the award-winning tubing mascara. Well, guess what?
They just launched a new skincare brand dedicated to making conscientious, innovative, and vegan products that blend nourishing ingredients for a powerful impact. And it's called Bigger Than Beauty Skincare. They feature dermatologist recommended formulas that deliver transformative results. I've been using this Bigger Than Beauty skincare products since they arrived on my doorstep a week and a half ago. I'm kind of obsessed with the Bright Balance Hydrating Gel Cleanser because it really feels like I can get the day off of my face and it leaves my skin very hydrated and bright and balanced, not that feeling like of being dry and tight, which sometimes happens with a cleanser. And then I've been using the Defying Gravity Eye Lifting Cream, which, anything to plump up that skin so that I look a little bit more well-rested. But I really love these products. They feel great. And I love that it's vegan. And I love that it's Thrive Cosmetics because that they come in environmentally respectful packaging that reduces waste. And for every product purchase, Bigger Than Beauty Skincare donates to help communities thrive, which is the whole mission of the brand, which I love. So simplify your skincare regimen with products that deliver real results more efficiently, no irritation, and amplify your impact with the brand new skincare line that's Bigger Than Beauty. Why don't you try it out? Get 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/busy. That's Thrive, CAUSE medics. Like, get it? Cause, because they stand for causes. thrivecosmetics.com/busy for 20% off your first order. Get that Bigger Than Beauty skincare and don't forget the mascara.
Ellie Kemper's joining us.
Oh, joining. Hello. Oh, let me start that old video.
Hi, Ellie Kemper.
Hi, everyone. Okay. Where do I begin? I don't know where. I have not, first of all, I haven't seen either of you.
I know.
I don't know. Pre-pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah. And anyway, where do we begin?
I don't know. And Ellie, I live in New York now.
Busy. No, I didn't know that you officially live here. I mean, how do you like well, I know we have to get to business, but how do you like, Caissie, where are you?
I'm in LA still. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do you like New York, Busy?
It's okay. It's hard. It's been hard. It's been a weird few years. It was a weird time to move here. And
yes.
Mark and I separated and so it's just, it's all been a lot, but the job is the best, because I love Girls Five Eva so much and I love working with.
Congratulations on all of it. I mean, it's the best. It is such a good show. It is the best group of people. I am so happy that it's going again.
I think we have the whole camera department from Kimmy. Did you know that?
Oh, I think I knew it was a huge crew from Kimmy.
Yeah.
They're the best.
The best.
And Meredith's fantastic. The show, you're fantastic on the show. The show's so good. And this sounds really trite, but we do need more shows like that because it's just smart.
It's smart. Well, it's smart. It's super funny, but it also does kind of say a thing about being a woman and whatever. Whatever. Like it has stuff to say.
Ticks those boxes. Yeah.
But it also is like not preachy and it's just, I don't know. I love it. Wait, I love that you're doing this show.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about this show and then we'll talk about other stuff.
Okay, great. Should I just start talking about the show?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I don't know. So you guys, I have to tell you that I have not watched maybe you'll cut this out. I've not watched all of the Great American Baking Show yet. I don't know how you guys are with watching
watching your own? No, don't watch yourself. You already
No, don't watch yourself. So I have not seen all of it, but I was there, obviously, so I know what happened. Okay, so that show is such a balm for people. Like starting with the Great British Bake Off.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys watched it during the pandemic.
Yes. Of course.
It's light as air. It is a soothing, when it's at its best, it's just the greatest comfort there is. And I feel like, do you guys know Zach Cherry?
No, but I love him. I love him.
I love him. I knew him from like Upright Citizens Brigade, and he played a part on Kimmy Schmidt. He was like a school administrator, I think. But he's just like the nicest, easiest to talk to person ever. And I feel like that's what that job title requires. Yeah. Just literally just to be easy to talk to, because that's what the job is. You announce the time and you talk to people. It's like, that's a dream job, you guys.
Which is a dream job. Both of you are so perfect for it too, because like, you know, the Bake Off franchise has had a lot of different hosts for the different iterations of the show. And I always appreciate the hosts that are calming to the contestants in a very nervous moment.
Well, it is such a confounding job description to me. By the way, that's the word I was looking for, job description, not job assignment. I can't think of words anymore. And that's not, I don't know what.
That's everyone, Ellie.
That's everyone. That's everyone. Yeah. It's alarming to me. And I keep thinking, do you do this? I'm like, but when I'm 55, I'm going to relearn all my words. Like I'm going to be sharp again. I don't know why.
You'll do like Duolingo for a refresher
just
on
for
English.
On English, yes. But I agree with you where it's like the description is literally to interrupt bakers or any artist in a high stress situation. Okay, that's the description. So it's like, how are you supposed to make small talk with them when they're really trying very hard to get the job done right? It is a competition.
Right.
Listen, in the scheme of things, the stakes are low. It's baking. It's, nobody will die as a result of if they don't get the bake right. But it is a competition. The stakes are high. They're trying to do their job. So it is this like awful thing of having to go up to people who are not even necessarily visibly stressed out, but that they must be stressed out. And then you just have to talk to them about, it's the mildest reality show, because it's like the producers would say, they sort of nudge you, like go in and talk about whatever, like, their dog or something. And it's not like, from what I understand about reality shows, it's not a producer being like intentionally orchestrating it in a way where they'll get drama. Yeah. But it is like, they do nudge you and say, maybe talk about this thing. And you're like, I feel like that's so rude to do right now. They're trying to like sift flour. But that group of bakers was such a sweet bunch. And like, from what I can tell, they're all still friends. They all like talk on, I don't know, social media. They like visit each other. It's a very sweet.
That's like, I love that. That's part of why I think the show is such a, like you said, a balm or a salve or just a poultice, even a poultice on the scab of our collective.
You can think of words, Busy. Our collective scars.
Because I really love in competition shows when people support one another. And I feel like almost without fail, when you're watching any of the great bake-offs, they really are, it's very rare where there's someone that they're not like, that people don't like. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. And isn't that interesting? Because it's like, with reality shows, I mean, listen, I loved Survivor from day one. I did, but there's always that backstabbing, and that's just not there in this series. And it's like, I don't know, producers should could learn from that. And that I'm not trying to make some like huge statement here. I'm like, I want to single-handedly change reality television, but then it was fine.
I think that I agree, though.
There's never been a villain. There's never been a villain.
Nope.
In the baking shows.
Aim for that. No.
Right.
Wait, well, listen to this, because this is a gem. I actually felt and continue to feel a tad left out, because they have bonded so hard. And I will say my one contribution, like creative contribution to the show, I was like, I asked the producers, I said, I think it would really help if the bakers and Zach and I all got lunch, because I feel like we're talking to them during these, snippets of time, but we don't really know them. So I'd like to get to know them. And the producers, like kindly but firmly, they're like, no, we like aim to keep you guys apart, because that's part of this was like so funny to me, because they're like, you have the ear of the judges. I know. And so it was like, we were. To be fair. So it's not like, Nirali is, I think she's like really like crushing this competition or something, so that I wouldn't whisper to Paul Hollywood like, these are my favorites. So anyway, we were kept apart. So I felt like they had this huge bond.
Oh my God.
That Zach and I were not a part of. And now when I see them on social media, like all together, it makes me, I'm jealous.
You're jealous.
Well,
I
I'm going
feel
to say
left out.
something controversial about the franchise. I'm going to say, I hope this gets picked up by one of the magazines. Not to do with your show, but Noel Fielding, who I think is one of my favorite hosts across time. He's one of my favorite performers.
Yep.
I think he does develop favorites. I think he like falls in love. I think he falls in love despite the producer's best efforts. I think he falls in love with one or two people.
I think that you're right.
Every
I think they've been
season.
burned before, so they're like,
Yeah,
they're not going to be burned again.
He's not that good an actor that he can like hide his feelings. He's a great comedian, but I think you can just see him glowing when he gets around, you know. It's usually the weirdest person. It's usually the person that seems like they're, you know, goth or what, whoever. But yes. Whoever's
But
making,
I also I deeply relate to Ellie like feeling left out. Like
Of
I
course.
I also would be like, wait, guys, you don't want to be my friend off screen? Like now that we all were in this experience together, can't I come to the reunion?
That's exactly, and reunion is it, because apparently they did all have a reunion at Christmas. And let's be honest, as we say, like I would never have flown to Chicago. I would not have done, I'm just not that. But I, of course,
I don't know, Ellie. I don't know. I actually don't know that.
You know what? I'm not so sure. I may have gone.
You might
I
have
dropped
gone.
everything and gone. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Wait, can you give us any little gossip about the judges?
Oh yeah.
They're, I am in awe of them. I'm trying. I feel like they have. Okay, here's something very interesting I noticed. So Prue Leith, you know, she's. I don't think she's shy about her age. She's 83.
Wow.
She has more energy than I will ever have.
What is
I
it
don't
from?
know.
What is it from?
I want to know.
Sugar, obviously.
I guess it's sugar. Now, here's the thing. It's like a steady diet of, I'm sure she rounds it out when I'm not there with like vegetables and protein. But all I see is sugar and butter and carbs. I think, I don't know. I assume she enjoys a drink now and then. She looks fantastic. She's like sharp as ever. And I don't know how much you know about her. She's had the longest career. Like she started her own restaurant in London. She's obviously an accomplished cook and baker. She's written at least one memoir, maybe more. She has like, she's a dame, you know, she's been like,
I
not
didn't know she
knighted,
was
I
a
guess.
dame.
What?
Oh.
She's a dame.
Wow.
So she has, so like for me to be going at that speed at that age, I think, and I don't want to say, oh, she's 83, she's old, but I mean, that is, you know,
No,
that's
Ellie,
like,
I'm
you're in the
already
later
like,
chapters.
I swear to God, after this season of Girls Five Eva, I was like, am I too old for this? I literally had that thought. Like, this
why
might
did you
be
think
it.
that? I think that all of the time
'Cause it's
about myself.
exhausting.
It's exhausting. It's unpredictable.
Yeah.
You can't plan anything.
No, I just
don't-
said to Caissie earlier, I haven't done therapy in like 3 months.
Yep. So wait, are you
We're done. I just finished. We just finished.
Independent of the strike?
Yeah,
Like,
we
you
finished.
just happened to finish?
a second before.
1 second. Literally thank the sweet Lord. Although
thank
I
the
think
sweet
our
Lord.
post-production
edit?
is on hold because also I just got a thing from one of my reps today
Yes,
that
yes.
Netflix had like reached out and said like, well, everything's on hold. So we don't know when the season's going to come out or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
That's
rough.
rough. And that's exactly, and I know that can happen in any industry, but it's the unpredictability, it's the exhaustion.
Yeah.
It's you moved from California to New York for any number of reasons, but one job being one of them.
It was mostly that.
It was mostly that.
No,
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yes.
That's a huge
That's it.
upheaval. And I think that every day I'm like, I don't know. But you are smart because you do much more than that. So you have other like irons in the fire. So it doesn't
You
have
have, listen,
no, I don't.
Bake Off.
Well,
Bake Off.
Bake Off.
You wrote a book.
I
Are you
wrote
going
a
to write
book.
another book?
Busy. You and I have to. Are you going to write another book? So Busy and I. That was
your books
that was
were
a
at the
labor of
same
love.
time, right?
They were at the
Yeah,
same time,
same
and
time.
they were both. I'll speak for myself. I found it excruciating to write it.
Yeah,
It was so not because like it's like I found it excruciating just because the discipline of sitting down and writing. Was,
Yeah.
right?
Ellie, I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring. If you decide to
Do it.
write a book again,
Yes.
then we'll like team up.
Yeah, because Caissie is a ghostwriter. for celebrities.
No, I didn't know you were a
books.
ghost writer. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Sometimes,
It's the greatest. It's the greatest thing.
That's
Sometimes
the
you've done
greatest
like
thing.
you've done really.
Thank you,
we can't
Caissie,
talk about
and
it, but
yes.
you've done.
Yeah, we can't talk.
You've
I've
worked
done-
with big people.
Yes, and big people, but also like if you want to write it yourself and you don't want a
Right.
ghostwriter, I'm just saying right now, sometimes it's
Yep.
really valuable just to have a person who will check in with you every day and ask like, how'd it go today, Ellie? Did you get the number of pages you wanted to do done? It's really helpful. I've done that for a million friends that have written books.
Caissie, that's fantastic because
Oh.
that is the hardest part.
Wait,
Yeah,
I literally
it's-
thought
it's-
you were just suggesting that you would write it.
I 100%,
think she was.
I would 100%
I think she was doing both.
offer to write
She's so nice.
a book for someone, but also like if you just need a cheerleader, which sometimes you do when you're doing
Yep.
something like that. I've done it for
Yep.
so many friends. I can tell you the books I'm thanked in just because I emailed somebody every day at like 4 p.m. and asked them
Yep.
how it was going.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, this might be crazy, but I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to write an additional. Busy, did you ever write any additional essays for your book, like afterwards?
I
like
had,
bonus
yeah,
material?
I had to contractually.
I remember you had to contractually. Okay, I remember you. I don't
for
have
like
to contractually.
Target. Like it was
Oh,
like for the
boy.
special edition that was in
Yes.
Target.
Oh boy, what did you write? What did you add?
I don't know. I don't think it's good. I don't even
You
remember
blocked it out.
I've
You
blocked it out. I like
I
legit
just-
don't remember.
Well, it was so long ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it feels very long ago.
Feels like
I-
another
and-
lifetime.
because it was.
It was like
2018.
Think about what
years
you were
ago.
doing then.
Yeah.
That part's crazy.
Yeah. How
But
much has your life changed?
in every way.
Yeah.
In every
and
way.
my publisher said if you would be interested in writing something up, funnily enough, about Bake Off or American Baking Show, let us know. And I'm like, I really want to, but Caissie, this is where I might reach out to you because what structure do I have to sit down and even write one essay? I'm like, oh my gosh, that will require
Right.
such discipline. I don't know if I can.
I
muster it
have
up.
like multiple essays that I've been trying to write
Yep.
right now. Maybe
Yeah.
we should have a writing
How is
club.
it going?
Not
Well, that
great.
would be great.
Not great.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
hard.
also decided to take
Where do you-
pottery. So, you know what I mean? Like the pots are going great.
Yeah. Well, see, then that's that.
You know?
Because, and
It's
by the
true.
way, I didn't want to let the therapy thing slide because that is always the first to go.
Yeah.
the first to go. I'm so impressed.
it's
I haven't
not-
even told you this, Caissie, but like there's a person that works in my home who is like, and this is a non-negotiable on this day between these hours, like I have therapy and sorry. I'm like, okay, great. Like,
Yep.
wow, good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Good.
But you,
Okay.
I know.
But you
I
you
know.
left it negotiable.
But for me, it's negotiable. Like,
Yeah.
See,
'cause
that's the problem. I mean, I'm not saying that's a problem. I do the same thing.
but it's not negotiable. But when we're working, I can't say to production, okay, guys,
Right.
just so you know, Thursday at
Right.
noon, you're not going to have me for a solid 45. Like, no, I'm sorry.
And that is what I'm talking about. Do we need to change? Like, do I need to relook at that? Because I would like to have that. I would like to say, no.
Right.
I have this thing that might be you might see it as not as important, but I see it as very important.
Right.
That type. I don't
Also,
know.
are there any therapists that just work from like 9 to midnight?
That's it. Right. There have to be.
Or how about Saturdays and Sundays, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My
don't know
therapist
why
doesn't work
that's
on the
off limits.
weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Why
Or
don't
do
you
you
take your-
always do a phone session? Or
Yeah.
like, what do you?
Because
yeah.
she's, well, actually, I don't know if she's even gone back into the office post-pandems.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. See, that's it.
I get it. Like therapists definitely deserve their time off. Like they 100% do. But
I know,
like,
but Wednesday and Thursday can be I know, but but Saturday and Sunday is Saturday and Sunday for everyone.
yeah.
Well,
And
that's
so
it.
all
Yeah.
your friends and like farmers markets and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
right.
Yes. However, having said that, there are plenty of people who do work Saturdays and Sundays.
That's
People at the
true.
farmers market, et cetera. So why not shift that? The idea of finding a therapist, because I stopped, what do I say? What do you say when I didn't break up with my therapist? I just stopped seeing her
You're
like,
on a break.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
On a break.
Well, you can
But it's a
also
multi-year break.
you can also move on from therapists. I do believe in this.
Yes.
deeply.
Yeah.
I believe that with therapists, it's a relationship like any other relationship, and sometimes it reaches a natural conclusion where you're
Right.
like, we have reached what we needed
Yes.
to reach together.
Yes.
And now we can move on.
That's how I feel with that, with my old therapist.
So you're
And
ready for a new therapist.
Yeah, but the finding of one is so
know.
time consuming, right?
It's really
to
hard.
find a good fit is like.
Well,
that
I
could be-
ask people who love their therapist, I ask them to ask their therapist for recommendations.
Yes,
That's a good
yes.
one.
You ask that. Wait. Your friends
So
who have therapists, you say, okay.
Can you ask your therapist? Because you don't
Yes.
want to go to the same therapist as friends.
Right.
No.
That's a little much. I
Yes.
have the same therapist as one of my friends. And
That's confusing.
It's funny because anytime I bring my friend up, my therapist, I'm like, well, you know, whatever. And then she's like, busy.
We don't do that.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking. Why don't you explain to me what you think I know about your friend?
That's confusing from your therapist because she does know.
Right, but she's like, but that's not for her. She's like, I can't talk about that. So like, what is it that you think? You know what I mean? Like which actually I guess is kind of true, but
It
also
is
might
true,
be
right.
interesting for her because then she can see, I don't know. Now I'm all in my head about it.
No,
Guys,
I know.
but-
Yeah.
So anyway, so I would ask friends of mine to ask their therapist for therapist recommendations.
Right.
Okay.
That's smart.
That's good
smart.
advice. That's
All of it. And this is it's very good advice. I always feel like that time, because everything is so finite. So it's like, there's so many hours in the day. So, I mean, there are only so many hours in the day. So to do that and find that, okay, but then that is taking time away from this thing, which I also need to do. It's so, I don't know how anyone gets, I literally, my sister and I talk about this all the time. How does anyone accomplish anything?
I don't know.
So hard.
It's gotten harder, I feel like. Like,
Yes.
I have never felt more like if I have a list of things to do, like, say, buy a rake and make dinner and like mail a package, I cannot get those 3 fucking things done anymore. And I'm like, when did it become impossible to buy a rake?
I know.
Why have I gone to 4 places trying to buy a rake? And everyone's like, no, we just ran out of rakes last week.
Yep.
And I'm just like, we could order one online for you. And I'm like, yes, I could order one online
I could do
myself.
that too.
I
Yep.
just want to buy a rake. And then like,
Yep.
then forget it. Like I never get to dinner or mail a package. I went to 3 post office the other day trying to get a stamp.
Yep.
And like one was like, we're out of stamps. The
Out
other
of
one
stamps.
said, this post office doesn't sell stamps on Saturdays. And I was like, why? You sell them every other day, but not on. Why?
No.
It took me all day just to get a stamp.
No, that is it. Caissie, that is the hitting the nail on the head, because that's exact. And there go 3-4 hours of your day. And then and what I do, I'll get like really, especially like in the morning after coffee, I am so supercharged with all the things I'm going to accomplish. And then it just,
Oh my God, you guys, I hit the wall. I am too. Ellie, when I have that coffee and then I start and I'm like, I'm going to do it all. And I have all these ideas. And then when I hit the wall is so hard and so fast. And I never see it coming ever.
No.
And
But
then
do
I'm
you-
like,
do-
I'm like,
yeah.
I have to sit on the ground now.
Yes. Wait, do you? Because I will,
Yeah, I do.
if given the the correct circumstances, I will lie down. I will just lie down. And that is,
do you
have to
work
take
out?
those 20 minutes. Yes. And I think I'm too
You're
old.
a runner, right?
You think you're
I
too
run.
old? You just ran the New York City Marathon.
I ran it, guys. My
I
friend
can't.
sent me
That
the
is
most.
so impressive.
I thank you, but it was a run. I didn't run it. I didn't walk it, but I did not get a good time. But I completed it. It's not something I ever have to do again.
I would never do it again.
Well, did you do it?
No.
I mean, have you ever
I would
run
just
one?
never do it again if I were you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you guys, it's a great cause. I ran on behalf of Bro Sis, which is a wonderful nonprofit in Harlem. I raised money for them. That was the purpose. You always need a purpose behind what you're doing that's hard. So that was good that I had a purpose.
Yeah.
But I will be helping them in other ways now, because you guys, it's like, when I looked out at the sea of people also running 26.2 miles, you're astounded that many people can do that are physically able to do that.
Yes.
You're like, and for me, I know that many people run marathons for many different reasons. It's not something I ever need to do again. It's like, it's too hard on my body. And as far as like running on a regular basis, do you find like I've started thinking of my aunt
anymore.
But you do all sorts of, you do other workout. Well,
I used to.
Do you still spin? Yeah.
No, I can't. My body broke down.
Yeah.
See?
I can't do anything anymore. No, I can still do mini trampoline workout, but there isn't the place that I like here in New York. And then my downstairs neighbors started complaining about my jumping. So then
how is it you're on the trampoline? I
don't know. They said it sounds very loud, and I don't care to get into. I don't want to get murdered. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not working out ever again. Then I've been doing some like just putting on my workout clothes recently, and then just like doing some light stretching in the kitchen. Like, I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know what to do.
I don't know I did those bar method videos online. I mean, I'm talking about, they recorded these in 1997. I don't know where they're from. But I don't know. Have you done bar method, either of you?
I have.
I've not done it.
It does work. I mean,
it's really hard.
Again, it's really hard. I did it. Jessie Klein wrote a really funny chapter about that in her book.
Yeah.
Which is like, it is, I don't know if it's on purpose, the most boring workout on earth,
it's
like
so
down
boring.
to the music.
Interesting.
But it makes you strong, and it does like shape your muscles. But I agree. Something has happened.
Yeah.
And it's not
the pandemic. I think it's the pandemic. Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
the pandemic has allowed me to just like let it all go. Like I'm like, oh well.
Well, you don't look like you've let it all go.
Well, no, but I mean like let it all go in terms of like I used to hold myself to this idea that I had to like work out every day, and I had to like, and this was like a thing I needed to do for like mental health and my body and my whatever, and because I wanted to live long for my kids and all this stuff. Yep. And then like I shit you not, you guys, I was walking on the river like Hudson, you know, along the Hudson, and I saw all these people running the other day, and I was like, what are these guys doing? What are you doing? What do you think? Where do you think you're going? What do you think you're gonna get? Nothing.
That's it.
You're not getting anything.
No. The minute you stop, everything starts to decay anyway.
Yes.
So I only see the value in it mentally. So I think that's the only reason for me now.
So you do still run? Just you would,
I do.
Okay.
But I read an article. You guys had a great article about slow running. And it's not speed walking and it's not walking. It's just like the joy, whoever wrote it, the writer finds in slow running. And on the days, because I do it for my brain, because I do feel better after exercise. I hate that I do, but I do.
I know, but it's so annoying.
I hate that I do. It's so I will run very slowly. The other thing, and this just happened this morning, it's what do you call? It's not incontinence. It's like
you pee yourself
all of the time.
Yeah.
Now. And it makes it uncomfortable to run.
Yeah.
So I have to pelvic floor.
Can I tell you something that might make you feel a little better? When we had our late night show, Busy Tonight, we had
which I loved.
Thank you.
I know.
We had gymnast Caitlin Ohashi on. Do you know her?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I know her, and I don't know if I saw that episode.
Okay, so
but what did she say?
This is amazing. This
she was
changed
like,
my life.
she was an amazing gymnast, like Olympic hopeful, and then like she grew and her body changed, and it kind of ruined her gymnastics career. And then she got back into it in college because she got a new coach who helped her find the joy in doing gymnastics again. And so she became like a superstar, like, and all her routines would always go viral because they were so fun, and she was having such a fun time.
Because she wasn't focused on like winning. She was just focused on the joy and like the creativity.
Having such a good time.
Yep.
But we asked her to tell us something that we might not know about gymnastics.
And she was like 20,
probably like 21, 21. And she told us that gymnasts, very fit teenagers and young people in their 20s, pee themselves all the time.
Yep.
She said sometimes you'll see like droplets flying and you think it's sweat and it's pee.
Wow.
This is true.
I mean, but what's the solution? Because it's
well, for me, I do think the solution is peeing right before. Like the second before I work out. I like have to pee.
Yeah.
And then And then
I've
once
done
I
that.
start to feel it, and then I'm like, I gotta go pee again. And then I just like
And
pee
then
a
you
little bit
stop
more.
to just pee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I mean, for me, it's like in the morning, like when I have, right when you wake up is the best. But again, who does that anymore? Busy. I used to see you at the 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Sunset
No.
Boulevard Soul Cycle.
No.
Like that was,
I know.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You were so
We-
young then. You were
we
summer
were
children.
so
we were
young.
summer. We were children of the summer. And we just like,
We believed in things.
what was her? Angela.
Angela,
Do you
of
remember?
course, Angela.
And it was like, that is the other thing. I think about the time devoted
Yeah.
to driving to whatever. Here I would take the subway to my 6 a.m. Ugh.
Oh
It's
my
too-
It's
it's
like
insane.
another era.
It's another time. We don't do it anymore because I think that like part of the pandemic freed us of the idea that like, oh, if you don't go, it's actually okay too.
It's actually fine.
It's also,
actually
I think we have to start looking at the pandemic a little bit like the presidency. Like, you know how we always say like the president aged so much over their presidency. And part of it is like the pressure of the job, but part of it is also like it's just 4 critical years in a person's
Right.
life. So I think I think part of it is the pandemic, but part of it is also like we keep ascribing it to the pandemic because we're noticing for the first time, like, oh, shoot, it hurts when I go to tie my shoes or whatever. You know, I think it's just
Meaning-
like,
I know, but like I think that
both.
people in their early 30s feel that way too. I got to be honest.
yeah, I think so too. I think so too. But time does pass. I think the pandemic is really pointing to how much time passes, you know?
Yes. Do you mean it is more, it's that we all across the globe have there's this universal marker of time, which was the pandemic.
Yes.
Meaning, had there not been a pandemic, we may not have been as aware
We
of
might
the
not
time
have,
passing. Is
we
that
might
what you
not
mean?
have noticed so much, like how
Yes,
much we
yep.
had changed because
Well, that's it. Because I also at first I didn't think I had changed that much, and when things started getting back to, I mean, is it normal? I don't know. I guess it's normal. I felt like, oh, that was not so bad. But then all these little twitches and quirks that we all have now, where it's like, oh. Yeah, or just lifestyle changes where you're like, oh yeah, no, we did all change. We all changed.
We all changed.
Yeah.
And also we don't have words anymore.
I guess. I don't even do Wordle, you guys.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't do Wordle either. I don't do Wordle
did it,
either.
but then I gave up on it because I was just like, oh, it stopped thrilling me after a while, you know?
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, we talk about it in this episode, how important it is to maintain therapy, to make sure that you're getting your therapy. Even, it's the thing that sadly we discussed with Ellie. Like, it's the one thing that we put to the side, especially, it's easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and not take a moment to think about what you need most yourself. And how to achieve that, And when you spend all of your time giving, obviously you feel stretched thin and burned out, and therapy can give you the tools that you need to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others and you don't leave yourself behind. I have obviously benefited from therapy in the past. I will benefit from it in the future. And if you're one of the people like me where you got like life got away from you and you fell behind on therapy, this is for you. This ad right now is speaking directly to you and to me. To be honest, I'm going to, schedule mine after doing this. So if you're thinking of starting therapy and you don't know where to start, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. So it's designed to be convenient and flexible and suited to your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire and you get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists with no additional charge. And honestly, what have you got to lose? Except for maybe some anxiety. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/busy to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/busy. Oh, Gina got so excited because her box of Sundays arrived. It's a healthy dog food that's actually easy to store and serve. I don't have to worry about anything getting out of the freezer. It's air dried dog food made from a short list of human grade ingredients, co-founded by Dr. Tori, a practicing veterinarian. Sundays contains 90% meat, 10% vegetables, 0% synthetic nutrients, which is great. There's also digestive aids like pumpkin and ginger, plus disease-fighting antioxidants, and USDA beef and all-natural chicken. I have to say, Gina loves her Sundays food so much, and I feel really good about feeding her food that I know is very high quality. And unlike other fresh dog food, let me tell you something. I've done it all. Sundays is zero prep and no mess, so it's no stress. It's easy to feed your dog top quality food, and every order ships right to your door, so you don't have to worry about running out of the dog food, which is amazing. Plus, it costs 40% less than other healthy dog food brands because Sundays doesn't waste money shipping frozen packaging. Instead, they spend it on what matters, sourcing the best all-natural ingredients for your beloved pup. Gina Linetti loves it. I know your dog will too. We worked out a special deal for our dog-loving listeners. Get 35% off your first order of Sundays. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/busy or use code BUSY at the checkout. That's sundaysfordogs.com/busy. Upgrade your pup to Sundays and feel good about the food that you feed your dog.
Can I ask a question about your medal from the marathon?
Oh yeah,
because I read that you said that running the marathon was the worst day of your life, which I can understand, and I
feel that. I feel that deeply.
I stand by that.
Yeah,
I feel that too, you guys. And I should.
And you've had children, you know?
Yeah. So much worse.
So much
worse. And it was
worse.
like, yeah. And Caissie, I don't want to interrupt.
No.
You were asking about the medal.
Yeah.
So it was, halfway through, it was literally only the shame of, and I don't mean this, if some people had to drop out, it was very hot that day. Some people had to drop out for health reasons. I think it was, but I just did not want to be known as someone who dropped out just because she was tired. So that was it was shame.
Right.
That was the only thing to keep going. Yeah. But
shame is a big motivator. I have a
motivator.
question about the medal because we have joked about like how long people wear their marathon medals for sometimes. And when we're like, okay, we get it. You ran a marathon.
I was in Chicago when the marathon was visiting, and like 2 days later saw a guy wearing his medal, and I was like, sir, it's too with
it's
this.
Over. And also, what did you do? Like, who is this helping? Before running one, and actually even now, I am always like, you guys, it's just running. It's like you're just doing it for yourself.
Right.
I never understood it. But you can't wear the medal 2 days later.
So did you wear your medal for like a day, or did you just like put it in your pocket?
I wore it. I wore it for the day. I wore it home. But it finishes on the Upper West Side. It finishes in Central Park. So I was able, that's another crazy thing. It's like, how does everyone get home after that? They just run so long.
They go on the subway. That's what like in New York City, I would always be like, the subway? What's happening?
How can you not collapsing? I know.
Yeah. Get an Uber home at that point.
I know. I walked home. It was close enough to walk, but it was hard. And the other thing I used to detest was I described the people running as a sea of people earlier. After the marathon, the sea of like those metallic.
Yeah, the Mylar blankets.
I can't, that's what they are. What are they effective?
Why do people have them? I don't understand.
It's supposed
so you stay warm. Yeah, so that you don't get like hypothermia, I guess.
Why would you get hypothermia?
I don't know. I don't know.
Also, why are we wearing those in the winter? Like, why aren't they coats? Like, if they're so effective at keeping you warm, I've never understood why they don't like use that material as coats.
Yeah, make a poncho.
For like non-marathoners. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But you guys, speaking of feeling not left out, more like competitive, is that I don't know. Now I'm started on a marathon thing, but you guys, the people, Chelsea Clinton ran a 4 hour and 20-minute marathon.
It took her how long?
4 hours. My time was 5 hours and 8 minutes. That's not a good time.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. She ran it in 4 hours and 20 minutes. That's a really good time. I can't break down the math right now.
How
it's
is
like
4 hours and 20 minutes better, like so much better than 5:08?
Well, you're kind. It just, I mean,
I don't know.
It's much faster. No, my time. I didn't even realize till afterwards that like how now it sounds like I'm fishing for compliments. People, when I've like read about marathons since running the marathon, people laugh at over a 5 hour time. They're like, oh, you like that must have been a walk. People want sub 4 hour times.
No,
do you know how fast that is?
Those people can shut up.
Thank you, Caissie.
They can shut up.
Thank you for saying
and
it.
also,
yes.
by the way, that's like Chelsea Clinton ran every mile, not even 2 minutes faster than you.
I don't know how you did that math so quickly, but yeah, that's another good. Thank you.
You know,
yes.
It's like, and
yes,
she's Chelsea Clinton.
She's Chelsea Clinton. She had Secret Service helping her. She didn't.
Maybe they were cheering her on though. Maybe they ran along with her and cheered her on. But yes. I think running a marathon is remarkable, and I'm happy that you did it one time, even though it was miserable for you. You raised money and. That's great.
Yes.
But there are easier ways to raise money, I guess.
Well,
for sure.
I want to be in the mentality of like, you know, like all of these Peloton instructors, they're like they don't whisper. Their psych up like mantras are all about like, you're never too old. You can keep doing it. And I'm like, no.
But they're all literally 26 years old.
That's it.
Exactly. And also, like, if you were never too old to do anything, like retirement wouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't work toward like taking a rest when you were older.
That's it. That's it. There is a time, and it's So I feel physically, yes. Everything's just harder now.
Everything's harder.
Man.
Everything's harder.
Wild. And then you have another project is it on hold? You had a show that you're starring in and executive producing, right?
Oh, you're kind. Well, listen, we don't know if it got picked up.
Okay.
You guys, have you met? Well, I know you know Paul Feig. He is executive producing it, and it's Sharon Horgan show from UK.
Yeah,
and it's called Motherland. And I don't know if our show gets picked up. I don't know what it will be called. It's tentatively titled Drop Off. And it's a great, guys, who knows? And now it's on hold as with so many things because of the strike.
Right.
So we don't know if it'll we just shot the pilot. So I don't know
what kind of, like, is it a streamer or a network or
it's going to be on ABC. It's a network show.
And what's it about?
And it's about moms. Guys, it's about moms trying to keep it together.
I know about that.
Yeah.
I know about that.
You know, a thing or two.
It sounds so good because it's a version of a UK show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, the UK shows are so good.
They are so good.
They're so good. And I think Sharon Horgan, she's like I love her.
Yeah.
She's a genius. And she's incredible. Do you know her?
No, I just love her.
Never have met her, but have had many friends who have worked with her and all say she's the best. That's why I was so excited to see it and like paying attention to it. So I'm sorry that it's like kind of, it's in that limbo
zone.
Yeah.
But I loved the original, like the UK version of it. And it's that thing of like, and I hope that they bring some of that. I always use the word, I don't always use the word. It's the first time it's occurring to me. It's the first time I'll use this word, raw. Don't you feel like UK shows are like a little more raw? Like people don't really have their makeup on and like everything's just a little
prettier.
I don't know.
Yeah. Prettier. We said it at the same time.
We knew exactly right. I was going with grainy and then I was like, no, it's not the quality of it. It's grittier.
It's grittier.
And I hope that they could use some of that in the American iteration of the show, but who knows? But it was a great experience shooting the pilot. And now it's like that same thing where it's like, oh, that seems like ages ago. We shot it in March and it's like, but busy to the point of, this might be an offline conversation, but of moving because they will film it in LA.
Oh,
so
boy.
It's like,
how old are your kids now?
They're 6 and 3.
Oh, it's the perfect ages to live in LA.
They're portable.
Yeah, they're little.
Are your girls, are they here going to school?
Yes. Yes. And like
yeah.
I think it's better here in regards to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And plus they have that
kids,
great 3-year gap, I think is so good for like their relationship too. Mine are 3 apart and I think it was the best
It's
gap.
how old are yours?
24 and 21.
Adults.
Okay.
She has adults.
Grown-ups.
I have like teenagers and you have little kids. But I will say living in LA with kids that age is a damn dream. Because
6 and 3?
Oh yeah. It's much better than New York. Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
Are you
But
kidding?
tell me why. Well, because what I
you
like
live
about New
in
York
your
is
car. You have your house has a jungle gym in the yard and also probably a pool that's gated, but then your kids can swim. Like you have all this space. Everyone's got their own bedroom, even you and your husband. Like everybody's got their own space. There's so like the parks are great. It's nice year round. You can be out. The little boys can be like outside digging in dirt.
Right.
Year round.
That is right now the ordeal of the day, and not on school days, because obviously they have to go to school, but on weekends where there's nothing to go to, the ordeal of getting them, because you can't push them outside because it's not a house and we're on the 4th floor. And it's like, you have to go down the stairs to go outside, to cross the street, to go to a park. And there are so many, actually during the Bake Off show, I stayed in like right outside London. It was a little row house and there was a yard, and the yard wasn't big, but I'm telling you, you could just open the door and they could run outside. I was like this.
It makes a huge difference.
Anyone that has very small children, and they're trying to decide between LA and New York, I'm like, oh my God, go live in Los Angeles. Are you out of your mind?
When we lived
I'm so happy you're saying this.
When we lived in Brooklyn, we had like an alley behind our apartment. Like that was the view
is what I'm saying.
of the windows. And my son, my older son, when he was little, he would be like, Mom, I want to go outside there. I want to go play there. And I'd be like, no, but we can't, because like that's not a place where like we can't even go in there. And he would always be like, I cannot believe I cannot go there. Like, that's ours. And I was just like, yeah, we can't. I'm sorry. But it was nuts.
And what you get used to and what you're like, oh yeah, this will do. You're like, this is, but actually psychotic what you're putting up with.
Like Ellie, like I'm actually shocked that it didn't occur to you that like little boys, how much easier your life would be.
I know.
In Los Angeles with small children.
You are speaking. It's like you were sent to me to say this, because the agony. So Michael and I will be like, I don't know. It's a big move. And the thing is, my sister is there. My brother is there. I like see what their children, it's so nice. And yet still, because you know why? I'll tell you, I think this is why. I think I hold in my heart this idea of New York. That is the New York before I had kids, where I'm like, it's amazing here. And it is also really, well,
and you know when it is amazing again? When they're 10 and 13.
That's great.
Yeah.
And when they're 13 and 16, or, you know, or when they're in when they're going into middle school and high school.
Right.
Like, because then they have all this freedom and they can like go out, and then you have all this freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Where you're not, I mean, this is, it is, well, I will say my old James, the 6-year-old, he says to me a lot, he's like, I just want to go, this is so sad. I just want to go outside and have it be calm. And I'm like, I know. It's because it's instant chaos.
Yeah.
The minute you walk out, you don't go for a walk. I mean, listen, millions of people raise their kids here. It's fine. I will tell you, as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at an air conditioning unit on the 3rd floor. So we emailed the super about this. I knew this was going to happen. Like 2 weeks ago, we saw a pigeon, very big pigeon. It was like a month ago. Lots of twigs, looking like she's nesting. Well, what do you know I'm looking at now? But 2 baby pigeons on the AC unit on the 3rd floor. It is foul. And you know, there's Legionnaire's disease. Maybe you don't know.
I do. I know.
Yeah, you don't need
you don't need that.
Pigeon
Even little
droppings getting sucked into the
AC units. Like, I don't know where. I mean, it's not our floor, but you don't. LA has its rodent problems. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you
But
a
this is
horrifying
disgusting.
story about tree rats, which are like
Oh,
little tiny rats that live in the palm trees. But anyway, I don't need to get into that now.
Yeah.
I just am saying that it would be great for
yes,
you.
this is great
all.
to hear.
And New York, here's the thing about New York, it's here.
It'll be there. But it's
It'll be
also
here.
your home. I understand that when some place has been your home for so long, sometimes it's hard to just imagine. Like, even in your house, like sometimes when you're like, you just can't imagine your house being used in a different way. It's hard. It's hard.
And it also, the idea of having, because we've only lived in apartments with them, with the kids. So it's like, it feels like you can always find them.
Yeah.
And so the idea, when we go to visit my parents in St. Louis, I'm like, we're in a house. I don't know where they are. Whatever. It's so stupid, but it's not a reason to not move.
You're definitely 100% not alone.
Yeah.
Well, you can also in LA get a ranch style house, which is just
True.
that's
Yes.
essentially like an
True.
apartment.
Well, that's true.
Oh, it's one
That's
floor.
true.
Ellie, we always ask our guests if they would share with us a pivot story from their life, like a time when they thought one thing was going to happen and something else happened, or they made a choice that was unexpected. And so I wondered if you had one to share with us.
Yes. I love a pivot story. Let me think about this, because that's all life is.
Yes.
Like, and it's taken me so long to understand that it's like, oh, this isn't going this way. You're going to have to pivot to this way, because everybody likes a schedule. Everybody likes to do things as planned. This isn't the like most profound pivot, and it has to do with work. So I apologize for talking about showbiz.
We accept
But it
all
was-
pivot stories.
This pivot is here to stay in that case. So I was working on this movie called Home Sweet Home Alone. Title, not my idea. Home Sweet Home Alone. We were shooting it in Montreal, and then the pandemic happened. Everything got shut down. Everyone had to pivot, of course. I was so worried when they started talking about bringing it back in the fall of 2020. I was so worried because, oh my gosh, do you remember those times? It was
Of
like,
course.
it was still, nobody knew anything still. And so it was like, oh my gosh, as a mom, am I going to expose my kid? Am I going to be bringing home COVID? Am I going to be exposing them to COVID? They're going to be in Montreal, like now with me full time in a house.
A scary house.
By scared of a house. It was like, and the biggest thing was, of course, like COVID. It was just, I'm going to get it doing this. And, but the thing is, I had to do it. I was contractually obligated. It was one of those things where I don't want to say I didn't have a choice, but I didn't really have a choice. It was just something I had to accept. This is happening. You have to figure out a way to bring your kids, to get them there safely and to keep them safe. And it turned out to be not in a dramatic way, but it was like I met one of the nanny who took care of my kids while I was there, taught me so much about how to, this sounds like a very weird pivot story, because I'm like, my nanny taught me how to do this. And it is, I am aware of that. But what happened is she in a period of time where I felt during the pandemic, isolated, not knowing what I was doing, mothering, all of these things, because you're in such a vacuum. All of a sudden I had help from a very capable, confident, kind woman who really helped me with my children. And I started to feel a lot better about what I was doing with them, specifically just in terms of sleeping and meals and everything like that. And I would never have met her had it not been for this return to Montreal. But more than that, my kids were so happy there. It was this weird, now I think back on it, I'm like, that was such a wonderful 2-month time where I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And it seemed really scary. And also just I don't know, slightly risky. And putting all of the as many, I guess, safeguards in place as I could, they actually thrived during that time. So it was just this, it turned out to be a thing of well, you can go and you can be miserable and not take any measures to make sure that you feel good about it, or you can do the opposite. So I do feel I'm I am happy that ended up happening because there were so many good things that came out of it. And it's like a very, I don't know. It's a very fortunate pivot.
It's a pivot in thinking, right? Like it's a pivot in the way that you think about an obligation.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what it was.
I think it's really beautiful that you talked about learning from this person, this professional whose profession you respect.
Yes.
You learned from them in a way that made you more confident. And I think that's so, because like, obviously like to have someone take care of your children is very lucky and fortunate.
When your kids were super, super little during the pandemic.
They were really little. They
like
were
brand newish.
1 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this woman, she is British. She is actually like she went to,
she went to the nanny school.
London, they have nanny schools.
Yeah.
So it's like she knew in a
Wait, what is the name of it? Do you remember?
Norland.
The Norland School for Nannies. You guys,
did the Super Nanny go there?
Yes. And I have
went there?
Super Nanny.
The Super Nanny?
Oh.
Yeah. And I have a friend who's obsessed with Norland nannies. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd never heard of it before, like recently.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And a friend that's like telling me all about it and like, oh, the only person I would ever have watched my children. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? What is this? I've never even heard of this thing.
Yes.
But it is a full vibe.
It is. And you guys, the reason I met her is because production had to, like, if I had to work, well, somebody had to take care of kids. So it was like, I would never have met her had it not been for this job. And they're pro, like by definition. Yeah. This woman, I will sing her, I won't say her name because I'm not sure I'm allowed to. It's like, you're not actually, there's some anonymity thing with Norland. So
yeah, for sure. They work for
Mary
like
Poppins.
Yeah, they work for like all of the royal everything, but also just regular people too. Like they're just, but they have like, it's so fascinating.
And I know. And I don't know why they don't have something like that here because I
agree.
Right? Like I felt, so not only, she was actually, I think 24 or something. She was so young when I think about it, but she knew like in a very clinical way, like how to, because I was losing my mind during that time with the pandemic and then having a kid who wasn't sleeping. And she like taught me how to sleep. No, it's different for every kid. I know there's no one way to do it, but she helped me with getting him under control. She had some tools in her superhero toolbox.
Because we're turned loose with these kids like out of the hospital and like I never got any education on how to parent a child like other than like whatever books I picked up on my own, which like the quality of those obviously varies and you know, so I mean I think that's really wonderful and I think it speaks to probably the way that we prioritize things in this country versus maybe like in the UK.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And Canada, right? Like it's like they take care of people.
Yeah.
It's like the most important job. Also, on the subject of that's what I was going to say. I think I'm done reading mommy blogs or like parenting books from people who don't have, I want people with grown children.
That's why I take all my advice from Caissie or Michelle, who has a 17-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you want someone, let's see how they turn out. Do you know what I mean? Like if they're doing well at 17, at 21, at 24, then I want to listen to you. But a fellow parent with toddlers, no.
I'm going to be very controversial right now. We may have to cut this out. I don't want to take advice from anyone who has one child. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm
sorry. I don't.
With you.
It's totally different. You know, when I worked, Ellie, when I was young, I worked at the Rosie O'Donnell show and Rosemary Clooney, I don't know why I was talking to her. I guess I was probably pregnant. Oh, I must have been pregnant. And I had my other kid with me because we had daycare at the Rosie show. And I remember her telling me that 1 kid was hard, 2 kids was twice as much work. 3 kids started to feel like twice as much as 2 kids. So like 6 kids, you know, or between 4 and 6 kids. And then she said after 3 kids, if you have like a 4th kid, they start to take care of each other. And like
I never realized that. I was like, that is the key. They start taking care of each other. I just met somebody in New York. Like I just don't see as many parents with like multiple children in New York. But I met someone who was pregnant with her 7th child.
Whoa.
I just as a woman, like she didn't look like out of the ordinary. And we started talking. It was at like a school street fair. And she's like, oh yeah, my older kids aren't here. And I was like, oh, do you have another one? She's like, yes. Oh, I have 6. Oh, 7. I was like, that is, but they must take care of each other. That's it. I have to ask you, Caissie, is that the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel little suitcase in?
Yes.
Oh my, I have been, because I was like, I won't, it might be boring. We use it. My kids, they use it as like for dress up.
Oh,
they love
for their
it.
dress up. That's so funny.
So long ago. It's from like, or unless they sent another one that I didn't get.
No, they sent it like in the first season of Marvelous.
Yeah, I love that you have
Ellie is talking about in my background on my credenza. I have like a little press. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel press kit was sent in like a little train case in I think the first or second season. Yeah. And I have, I think, sewing supplies in there is what I
I've sewing supplies. That's what I should put in there because my instinct when something is ripped is to do, like their clothing is ripped. I don't let them iron on patches.
I think that's so good.
I don't know. It fixes it.
It's quick.
But recently, it is quick.
Yeah.
Recently, I was like, oh, I guess I could also sew it. So I got this like sewing materials. But the thing is, I'm not good at it. But I can keep the needles and stuff in there.
Yeah, you definitely can. You know what? Do you know like about?
I put crayons in mine, just FYI.
I can't believe we all still have that. Like, what an effective marketing tool. Right?
It is.
Guys, I'm going to say something.
What?
I've never watched
You've
Mrs.
never
Maisel.
watched Mrs. Maisel.
I've never watched it. So whilst I enjoyed the little suitcase to put my crayons in, my kids' crayons in.
Did you? Now, why didn't you watch it?
I don't know. I just didn't watch it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It wasn't on principle. I watched a couple.
I watched it.
I don't mean principle.
Right. Like I know what you mean.
That'll make you feel bad about living in New York City, that apartment that Mrs. Maisel lives in, because she's
Forget
like,
it.
I have no money and I'm like a young single mother and she lives in this like apartment that has 85,000 rooms. It's like,
no, I can't. That kind of, it's fun to watch, but then I start to think, oh, wait, why don't I have that? Yeah. Why am I living here? I don't have it. Yeah.
You were born in the wrong era.
I know.
It's true.
I was definitely.
When should you have been born? Or when would you like to have been born?
Like 40 years from now.
Yeah.
Maybe you will be. You don't know.
Maybe. That's possible. I actually think it's so funny. Paula Pell and I were having this conversation about, and I think we talked about it on the podcast with Sophia Black Dalia. Did we talk about this a little bit? Where like, Paula came of age in comedy at a very specific time,
Right.
And like she, because of her being like voluptuous woman with a body, was encouraged and told to put the performing on the shelf and just write. You're just a writer. Right. You don't belong in front of the camera. And
wow,
I know, like, yeah. But also I think about the things that I was told when I first started in the late 90s, like about my appearance and that it wasn't enough or, thin enough or pretty enough or I don't know, boring enough. I don't know, whatever it was,
Right.
And I do like, Paula and I were having this conversation where she's like, I never begrudge anybody's success now. She doesn't. She's, Paula. She's the greatest human of all time.
Yes.
And she's so supportive and encouraging of everyone. But she's like, but sometimes I do feel a little pang of like, I wish I'd been born just a little later. Like, I wish I would have been born in the 90s.
I feel that
or
too.
The 80s,
I feel that too because I'd like to give it a try and see what I could do in a different world than the one that I came up in. But I'm sure you must have stories about that too, Ellie. You must have gotten like stupid, thoughtless comments over.
Oh, of course. But it is her point is that it is, and this is an optimistic, reassuring thing, that she wishes she had been born a little later because the culture is changing.
It's getting better.
So that's great.
I think that's true. And I think it's true because like, I don't know, we were discussing a really funny comedic performance of somebody who a woman who's, not a size 0 or whatever, but that has nothing to do with the part at all. And she's still considered like it's still like, she's just like a hot lady doing a thing, but it's not this thing that it used to be, where if that was the part, the woman cast also had to look a very specific way in order to get the part, which I definitely felt as a young performer. And Paula, even more so, was like, basically just like, it's not for you. You know what I mean? Which is so infuriating, robbing the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in
so
such
much
a
talent.
short-sighted way. That's exactly right. And Busy, you were starting with, that was, I don't know how to say it was drama. It was television. It was like I had a different path personal, like just through improv comedy and stuff. So I think it was a little different entering that way. You went, what was your very first job?
Freaks and Geeks, the pilot.
That was your first job?
Yes.
So it's like you're immediately, and that's a comedy, but it's like also, I don't know, what year was that?
1998 was the pilot.
Yeah. That's like such a different
98, 99.
era. And that, it is even just then. And then you're an actress. Like I always felt like, I was like more comedy, and that felt more, I guess, accepting of different looks. But Paula is saying the opposite there too. But that's
right. I know. Isn't that interesting? That's
a little bit older than we are.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like even just that much distance from it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really fascinating. Ellie, I can't believe it took me this long to bring up the fact that Cricket's obsessed with The Office and it plays in our house nonstop.
Is it a new obsession?
My God.
I think Tina's, I forget which daughter was also, also recently discovered.
It's Penelope. Yeah, because Penelope and Cricket are like so similar. It's bizarre. It's really funny.
That's really nice.
It's cute. They don't really hang out, but like Penelope's older than Cricket. Yeah. She's like, I think she's a year and a half older than Cricket, but Cricket, because she's the little sister, really likes hanging with bigger, older kids. So,
yes.
But the Office obsession in my house is so real.
It's so interesting to me.
It's ongoing. I feel like it's worldwide.
I think we may be having an Office themed birthday party is what I'm going to say to you.
Oh boy. There you go. Yeah. You just put it out there. It's happening. It is so like, did you guys watch? I watched it before getting a job on it. I understand why people like it. It's a relatable, nice show. What I'm interested in, or like, I guess
she loves you, by the way.
That's not, well, because it's a cartoony character, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, sort of cartoony. Like my favorite characters are like, well, Kelly and Ryan. They're just they're all kind of cartoony.
Yeah. Dwight. I think she loves Dwight.
Well, Dwight. It's
iconic.
Like, but I'm so interested that someone 10. Yeah. That like 10, 11, 12-year-olds, it's like
I've said it before and I'll say it to you right now. There's no difference than what they do at school every day. It's just school.
It's true.
It's just fucking school. And they were like, they know it's like there's an annoying kid. Yep. There's like the Angela. There's a weird kid. There's the one, like the cool kid who's always pranking the other kid. Yep. Like it's just school.
It's just school.
That's why they all love it.
Grown-ups liked it, I guess, too.
Well,
I wonder if as many younger kids watched it when it was on.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think when it was on, it was just adults that watched it.
I think so. I think that's right. And it's like, so Jenna texted all of us, we finished filming 10 years ago, like in March. That was like the final day of shooting. So it's long ago, but it's not that long ago. And for it to already, I feel like there was a break and then there was like there was again a renaissance. That's like not very long. It was because of the pandemic. Everyone this is a nice, comforting show.
Yeah. A poultice again. A poultice.
Yes. Do we know how to spell it? I've never heard of the word.
Poultice. Tice.
You know it too.
Well, I think that's interesting. That's an interesting point that you keep appearing in all of these programs that we find to be like a balm on our soul.
Interesting. Am I the poultice?
Are you?
I think so.
You
I
are a
think
bit of a
I know.
poultice.
I think
I'm
you
not
might
sure.
be.
I'm not sure.
You've changed my mood. I
household
started by
would be.
telling Caissie that I was in such a fucking bad mood
Why?
for the last few years. Years?
the
No.
I was ready. I wanted you to get into it for the last few, how many hours?
Days. Like the last, like yesterday
Why?
and today, I was just like, I've been like, and Taylor Swift
Well,
lifted
Mother's
my
Day.
mood for sure.
Yeah. Did you go to the? Did you go
I went
to the
to
concert?
Philly. I went to Philly. I drove to Philly for the
Of course you
concert.
Did your
with my
girls
kid.
go or no?
Well,
Yeah.
Cricket, it's not for Cricket.
Yeah.
Now, if I texted Cricket right now and told her that I was on a Zoom with you, the anger that she would have towards me for not like having her jump in.
Right.
Literally obsessed. Jenna, when she came to do Mean Girls, because I was doing Mean Girls too.
Yes.
The first time that Jenna
I can't wait
came,
to see
it's going to be wild. It's
I can't wait.
so good. But the first time that Jenna came, I was like, Jenna, you have to do a favor, like do me a favor. Like you just have to come meet Cricket, like come over to my house and we can have dinner or whatever. And she's like, yes. When I come back, I'm just, because she was had flown in for like one day of work, basically. I have to get home to the kids and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, fine. Then she broke her fucking shoulder. Did you hear this whole thing?
Yeah. I heard. I saw her when she was here. It's awful.
Ugh.
I mean,
And I was just like, you know what? Why don't you heal, finish the job, and then this summer, maybe if you're in LA when I come with Cricket, you can see Cricket.
does Cricket know you saw her and like
Cricket
worked
asks
with her? I
me
don't know.
every day,
Yeah.
when is Jenna coming back to New York so that we can have dinner?
Oh no.
I'm like,
Wow.
I know, but you had it's a broken shoulder.
Here's the
You
thing.
couldn't- Yeah.
Maybe Ellie can jump out of a cake for Crick's birthday.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. When is Cricket's birthday?
We're
Ellie?
never against asking a cast member of the
Office.
office to go inside
hide.
something and hide.
I'll do it.
Actually, we're doing her birthday part. This is the first year that I got smart about it. Her birthday is 4th of July weekend.
Oh.
It has never been a party with friends. It has been like a party with adults that her parents know. And like if they happen to have children, great.
Right. Right.
But she's just like none of her schoolmates, like she's never had her friends at her birthday party ever.
Right.
They're either like at camp or like out of town or whatever. So I'm doing her birthday party the first weekend in June.
In June.
Yeah, I'm with her school friends. I mean, we'll celebrate her actual birthday. She'll get a cake and do the thing with her family like we literally like we always do.
Yes.
But this time she just can have an actual birthday party with school friends.
That's right. Yeah.
Which
that's
never
that's
occurred to
appropriate.
me.
Yeah. No. Oh, I know. Well, James is July 27th. And I've been like, but so far it's fine. Cause it's like
it's preschool.
Friends or But that wouldn't occur to me either, to be honest.
No, is he in kindergarten, first grade?
Well, now he's in first grade. But this will be like the first birthday with like he actually has friends. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what to do. But yeah, you can do it preemptively or not. That's probably, again, the wrong word. You can do it before her actual birthday.
Yeah.
There's
And I'll be there in the cake.
You're 100% coming.
James has it's not a school play. It's a theater class play on Saturday morning. So I won't be available then.
The party's on Sunday. Party's on Sunday.
I'm there. I'm there.
Ellie, not kidding. It's happening.
I know. Just send me the invite.
I will.
I'll be there.
Oh my gosh.
And James can come too. He'll be around older women. So
I would love that. That's his sweet spot. He loves older women. He's I think he has not a lot of time for kids his age, boys his age. Sorry.
That's the older kid. That's always.
Yes.
Birdie too. Birdie's best friend right now is 23, the babysitter.
Of course.
They're literally best friends. They I'm constantly wait, am I going to get a Venmo for this? Or are you guys just hanging out? I don't even understand what's happening. I'm what is going on?
It's so fun. It's good though, right?
It's great.
Better. It's
so good.
It's not punch up, but hang out with someone who has more life experience, right?
And I think it's as long as the people are good people, which,
right.
you're not. Anyway, Cricket and her friends are great.
Yes.
They'll be good for
yes.
James.
Okay, well,
And
we'll
it's going to be
there
at some sort of like VR video gaming type place. I don't know if he's allowed, but whoa.
He's about to be. He's about to be.
Yes.
I am sorry you're in. I love bad moods. I love hearing that other people are in bad moods too, because I also was in a bad mood all morning. So I mean, I couldn't even pinpoint it though.
Me neither.
So it's like, I don't know what.
I went and I did my pottery. I tried to like, no, I just was like in such a shitty mood. And I was telling Caissie, and then you really turned it around, Ellie Kemper.
I hope so. I don't know. It's same for you ladies, for me.
You know what you are? You're a poultice to the soul.
You're a poultice.
Poultice to the soul.
I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. You guys, I'm putting it on it. That's our new t-shirt.
Yep. I'm like, I should be embarrassed. I've never heard it before. But it's all I'm using now.
100%. My best friend Emily Beebe used to say that mashed potatoes were the only poultice she ever needed for her soul.
I can't believe it's that popular that like everyone uses it but me.
Wait, but by the way, to be fair, it could just be me and Emily Beebe that used it. You know what I mean?
No.
Caissie knew what it was, but do you use it or do you just know what it is?
Did you know what it was?
Yeah, because I worked in a nursing home, and so those people loved a legit poultice. Like they would ask you to make one up for them to put on their aches and pains. So
it's a literal
thing.
Yeah, it's like a thing that you put on, or like a mixture of something good that you put on to take away pain.
Yes.
That's what you are, Ellie Kemper.
That's not. You guys
you
are.
are.
And talking with you has lifted my spirits.
Okay, good.
So thank you.
That makes me so happy. Ellie Kemper, we love you so much. I could hang out with you.
Mutual.
Forever. You really do lift everyone's spirits. And
it's true. As long as your phone number is the same, I'm texting you. And
my phone number is the same. Caissie, maybe you come in for it too, and we hang out more in person at Cricket's birthday party.
I would love that.
I really will. I'm busy. If you change your mind, that's fine.
Ellie, there's no way you're getting out of this.
Okay, no, I'm not. I even gave you my conflict. I was like, Saturday morning. I'm not. You're like, well, it's Sunday.
I'm so great. I'm so good that it's Sunday. I think it's Sunday afternoon.
No, if I can bring James, I would love to, because he'll like have a ball, and then it'll be great.
I'm gonna make a gift bag for him. Boy.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Busy. Thank you. I'm there. Okay.
It's a real talent that you have, Ellie. Everybody watch Ellie on the
Great American
Bake Off.
I have to tell you, it's a Great American Baking Show. Because Pillsbury has the rights to Bake Off as a trademark.
Yes.
So it's a baking show. But, I've been calling it Bake Off a lot.
Well,
I'm
people
just bad.
do. And because it's called Bake Off in the UK and people sneak and watch it.
That's right.
But it's the Great American Baking Show. Are all the episodes out now?
They're all out now. They're on Roku.
Okay.
I
love Roku.
I love Roku.
Anyone can get a Roku.
It's just an app. I like to visit Roku City. You might not know about that if you don't have Roku, but Roku has the best screensaver in the biz. And it's
Is it a Roku? That's a Roku.
Yeah. So when you turn it on, just like let it go to sleep, and then the city passing by, I watch it for fucking hours every week.
Yeah. That's great. That's her poultice. She just watches Roku City. I love that. Yeah, it's on.
I'm gonna watch with Cricket. I'm gonna show her. I'm not gonna tell Cricket what's happening yet, because we don't. Yeah. Also, if something does come up, I can't. Risk it. I can't risk it. I
believe me. We've all been burned. Like,
for real.
Premature promises. Yeah.
So. But I am going to set her up a little bit we're going to watch the Great American Baking Show.
Great American Baking Show. Mm-hmm. You'll like it. The contestants are really sweet. And Prue and Paul are fantastic.
And Zach Cherry is so wonderful.
Just like the sweetest. I mean, his name is Cherry, but he is just as sweet. Well, I guess cherries can be tart. He's not tart. He's a sweet cherry.
He's a sweet cherry.
Hey, guys.
She'll be here all week, guys. She'll be here all week.
Catch me live. Okay.
Ellie, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Have the best afternoon.
Thank you. I feel much better now. Thank you. Me too. I leave the chat. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Fucking delightful human being.
She really is.
My God.
Sunshine. Human sunshine.
A poultice for the soul.
Yeah.
That Ellie Kemper.
I like that she's like, everyone's saying poultice without me. That made me laugh.
I just love her. I love her so much. I love Kimmy Schmidt too, though, I have to say.
Yeah, such a good show. Just
that show's not as much of a feel good because it's like dark.
It has
because it's really a comedy about trauma, which is like
it
intense.
has some darkness to it. But again, like we were talking about Mrs. Maisel and like the aesthetic of Kimmy Schmidt, I love so much.
It's so good.
Yeah, I just love the overall production. Is I love it. You were on Kimmy Schmidt how many times?
I don't know, a few episodes.
A few times, yeah, a few different episodes.
I played Artie, who was Carol Kane's like boyfriend who dies. I played his daughter that she didn't know about or something.
Right.
I think.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A little bit of an arch nemesis to Carol. Which is a wild thing to have played. Wait, I have to pee.
Okay. Do it.
Oh, Element, you know how important electrolytes are, and you know how much we love Element. Listen, my personal feeling is that electrolyte deficiency is like everything that ails you always. Like if you have a headache, you need more electrolytes. I'm telling you. And I have to say, with friends of mine who are feeling like a little weird, whether it's like, I don't know, you had a couple glasses of wine the night before, or you worked out really hard, or you know what, the weather's changing, it's hot out. Element is a very tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need, nothing you don't, lots of salt, no sugar. It contains science-backed electrolytes, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium. We don't need to know the ratio. We just need to know that it doesn't have any junk. It has no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. And it's suited for you if you are keto or low carb or paleo or whatever you are. Electrolytes facilitate hundreds of functions in your body, including the conduction of nerve impulses, busy. And Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches and muscle cramps and fatigue and sleeplessness. Come on. When you sweat, the primary electrolyte lost is sodium. Athletes can lose up to 7 grams a day. We're probably not losing that, but we're losing it no matter what. So highly recommend Element. Element's used by everyone from professional sports players, Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, and then just like moms and dads and me and Caissie. Highly, highly recommend. And right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. This deal is only available through our special link. You have to go to drinklmnt.com/best. Element offers a no questions asked refund. If you don't like it, try it. But if you don't like it, share it with someone. Give it away, and they're going to just give you your money back. No questions asked. So you really have nothing to lose. And you have everything to gain, and electrolytes to gain. That's all. Just electrolytes. Very important electrolytes. Thank you, Element. Oh, we've talked about it before. You know my horror story about giving baby Birdie gummy vitamins, thinking I was doing something good for my child, and instead all that sugar and gummy junk just got stuck in her little teeth and too many cavities. Listen, that's why Hiya was created. Hiya vitamins were created not specifically because of Birdie's situation when she was a little kid, but because this is like a very common thing that parents have gone through. And you don't want to give your kids just candy when you think you're giving them vitamins. Haya is a pediatrician approved super powered chewable vitamin. Most children's vitamins have at least 5 grams of sugar in it and can contribute to a variety of health issues. Haya has 0 sugar, 0 gummy junk, yet it really tastes great. Kids love it. I've taken them. And it fills in the most common gaps in children's diets to provide full body nourishment for kids and a very yummy taste that they love. It's formulated with the help of nutritional experts, pressed with a blend of 12 minerals, including vitamins D, B12, C, zinc, folate, supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals. The organic fruits and veggies are pressed into it. And it's non-GMO, it's vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, nut-free, free of everything else you can imagine. It's designed for kids of all ages, and it's sent straight to your door. So you have one less thing to worry about. Plus, my kids really loved personalizing their little Haya bottles. And I love it because it cuts down on packaging. The bottle comes with stickers, and that comes with your first order. And we've worked out a very special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim the deal, you got to go to hayahealth.com/busy. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to HIYAHEALTH.com/busy and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. Haya Health.
Damn, Ellie Kemper's so cute. I can't take it. Oh my God. I had a meeting with a plastic surgeon about my stomach. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How'd it go? Did you feel like you got all your questions answered?
Yeah. And then I was like, saw how much it cost.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, right. It's a surgery that is not covered by anything.
No, 100%.
Even though I have like diastasis, which is like, we all have it. And I'm sure that if men, of course, I don't even need to say the words because we all know what I'm about to say. And we know that it's true. But whatever. But they don't. So here we are. And then I was just like, trying to save money.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
So for now, it's an I don't know. It's in the I don't know.
I'm on hold. Yeah. Also, here's the other thing I was going to say. Like the recovery, which this really makes sense, the way that he was sort of describing. I don't need like a full, like a lot, like people who lose like a lot of weight and then they have like lots of skin to remove,
like body lift. Yeah.
Right. That's not what I have. And like even in pregnancy, like some women have just like crazy skin.
Right.
Over the last 10 years since Cricket was born, I've done a ton of like laser treatments and micro needling things on my stomach skin and like all of these other tightening things that like do work a bit. Right. So what it would require is like not the most intense version of the surgery, which would be great, but the recovery is still like a recovery.
Legit. Abdominal surgery, by the way, like anything in that area, you don't realize how much you use your core until you get a surgery on it, you know?
Well, and like he was saying, you know, I had vaginal birth, you guys know.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm sure you've had friends that have had C-sections and you like what their recovery was post C-section is very similar to like what your recovery will be sort of like, except minus the part where you haven't just given birth. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like it's like 6 weeks basically of not
like you can't
it's hard.
You're not supposed to walk up and down stairs by yourself.
For the first 2 like the first 2 weeks are like intense. But anyway,
legit.
so then I was thinking, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it. You know me.
Yeah,
when
of course. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'll just do it like the first week of June.
Right.
So that by the time I have to fly internationally to take Birdie to boarding school, I'll be good. Like, what the fuck, busy? But then I, upon reflection, caused by the price initially, but then just more reflection, I was like, is this the move to do to my 14-year-old who's about to turn 15 and go to boarding school, that the last summer before I take her to boarding school, I'm like laid up with abdominoplasty.
Right.
What the fuck? And then I just was like, okay, slow down. Me.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, even if I got the surgery next year or whatever, I'll still be young to get it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And I think that probably the move is not to be like sort of kind of incapacitated in Birdie's last summer here.
Yeah.
Like not her last summer here, but like just this summer like before she goes.
Before a really big change.
Right. Maybe I'm not getting.
Yeah. Do you
surgery.
want the last thing, last couple weeks you spend together? I get that. I think that's I think that's really smart and well thought out. And
then I was like, if only I was a little bit more narcissistic, I would just do it. No, I'm kidding.
You're not saying you never will. You're just saying you're hitting pause right now.
I think that the pause button is just very necessary due to the fact that due to just the timing of Birdie and everything. And like wanting to be able to like, if when we're in LA, she wants to go to Disneyland for the day, like, okay, let's go to Disneyland for the day.
Sorry, I have my
Let's go to the beach.
My drains need to be
exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Did I ever
Did
I ever tell you the story about when I had a C-section with Eli? I mean, obviously, no. Both of my kids were ginormous. They were both C-section births. Lincoln's was a lot easier. Eli, I developed a really bad infection in the hospital and I was very sick, like hallucinating. My fever was so high that I was hallucinating. And I also have really difficult veins to give an IV to probably because of Ehlers. And like the IV nurse just couldn't even with me and my veins kept collapsing. They brought in a pediatric anesthesiologist to put an antibiotic IV in my ankle because my arms were like gone. They weren't working anymore. And he couldn't do it in my ankle. And that little old man was so cute. He started crying, saying, "I'm so sorry. I'm hurting you. I feel terrible. I'm not doing a good job at my job." And I was like, "It's not you. It's like my veins. They're terrible."
Wait, can I tell you something? Do you know what they have now?
What?
They have special technicians that are ultrasound guided.
Oh, that'd be so great.
Whatchamacallits.
Yeah.
Phlebotomists. Oh my God, my words are coming back.
That would be so great. Even if I had that, I think that like a lot of my IVs, they went in, but they would just start to fail eventually, like start to leak because I was on really, really heavy antibiotics for this infection. It got to the point where one night my IV failed and the nurse on duty came in and she was like, "I'm going to have to call the IV nurse to put another IV in." And I was like, in a lucid moment, I just was like, I know my body. I feel like the IVs are hurting me as much as the infection is because you keep having to do them over and over. And I just feel like if I can go 8 hours and get some sleep, that my fever and infection will start to get better. And I was like, I'll take 1,000 pills instead of getting an IV. And the nurse was just kind of like, "I hear what you're saying." And she told me that I reminded her of her daughter and that she was going to make the call, that like she couldn't get a hold of the IV nurse and she was going to sit with me. And she really did sit with me. And it really was like, I'm not even joking, so many pills. She had to sit with me while I took like all these giant antibiotic pills over the course of the night. But sure enough, I woke up the next morning. I was feeling better. My fever broke. The infection, like I wasn't in pain like I had been. whatever. The reason I'm telling you this story about the whole abdominal surgery is because I was in a private room because I was so sick and they wanted me to have the baby with me. And he was in the room with me. And I woke up and my mom wasn't there. She was like back at our apartment in Brooklyn for the night. Matt wasn't there. I don't know where he was. It was like everybody had vacated and let me get some rest. And the baby slept through, most of the night. But anyway, I felt like
that's what happens when you have giant babies.
Exactly. I felt like such a new woman that I was like, I'm going to get myself into the shower in this room and like wash myself as best I can for the first time in like 8 days. So I went in, I took a shower. I felt so good. I put on a new nightgown, felt so great. My hair was cleaned and I like put on even a little makeup, I think. And then the baby started fussing a little and I was like, oh, he needs to eat. And before I feed him, I'm just going to change him. And so I just unswaddled him in the little bassinet and undid his diaper and lifted up his little ankles. He projectile shitted all over my clean hair, my clean face, my clean nightgown, the wall of the hospital room. I've never seen anything like. I didn't know it was possible for a body, let alone a little 10-pound body, to do something like that. And I was laughing so hard. There was nothing I could do. I just put him back down, put his little heels back down in the bassinet. I almost blacked out from how hard I was laughing, but like the pain in my stomach from laughing from that unhealed incision, like I had to call the nurse and she ran in and they had to give me so much of that. Like, have you ever had that clicking thing that does your pain medicine? Like I had like a little clicky thing that I clicked it for, I don't even know what the medicine was, but she came and you were only supposed to like click it one time if you had a lot of pain or like maybe click it twice. She came in and she had to click it like 5 times or whatever, but I was like almost blacked out just from laughing because of like projectile shitting. When you have abdominal surgery, that's my main memory of it.
And I love to laugh. Well, anyway, I think, I don't know. We'll see. I still feel like I want to do it. Maybe. Yeah. But
just not now.
I can't do it I can't do it like in 3 weeks. Like that's stupid. I might try to do my under eyes. I don't know, guys. She's in a mood. I'm in a mood. I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you talk to the doctor about your eyes?
I did.
Okay. And did that well, that is not the same recovery, I would not think.
No, I think there's it's like almost no recovery. It's like very minimal, easy situation kind of. I mean, it's still obviously it's
all surgery.
There's slicing involved.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's the same kind of anesthesia.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I think it's pretty light.
Okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. What else is going on with you? How was your Mother's Day?
I was in a bad mood. I'm telling you, I was in a bad mood.
You ruined your own Mother's Day with your bad mood.
But then, and then I drove to, I just was being kind of, I don't know. And I've been feeling like it's hard. It's hard to have PMS at the same time as your teenage child. It's not the fucking vibe, guys. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. But you were at the concert on Mother's Day, so that was good.
Well, that part was great. Once we were there, and then it was just like the concert was great.
Yeah.
For the most part. 100%.
I got so many nice texts from you, but also our friends Paul and Janie. So many nice texts for so many people, and messages on Instagram from all of you. So nice about Mother's Day. And I really, really appreciated it. And I had a nice day. I got a lot of flowers. Which was nice. My son Lincoln actually sent me flowers for his birthday, which was so sweet. So those are still here. And then he sent me more flowers and Eli sent me flowers. And so just a lot of flowers, which was really, really nice. Everybody took extra nice care of me this year. That's it. And then just picketing. That's my,
I know Mark wants me to come meet him, I think, right now.
Out on the picket line?
Yeah, because they started late today.
Oh, okay.
There was a shift at 4 p.m.
Did you see my story about? I tweeted this, and it kind of like went a little viral. I was on the picket line at Disney, and I saw this guy that he just didn't seem like a writer at all. You know, he whatever. People are like, you shouldn't say that. Writers look like, and I'm like, listen, I mean, I can say that. I've been a writer for a long time, and this guy looked like no writer I've ever met before. And he was a really great picketer. And so we just started chatting, and he said that he was an agent, not even a writer's agent, a talent agent, and that he was kind of annoyed because he had like given a big speech at his agency about how everybody needed to get out there and support us. And he was the only one out there on the picket line that he saw, the only agent out there on the picket line. So I said, well, it's very cool of you to be here. Thanks for like having our backs or whatever. And then he just shrugged and said, I love conflict.
I mean, I love conflict.
So I tweeted that. It went around the neighborhood, you know, everybody I knew saw it or whatever. And then people were like, I know who this is. I think this is my agent or whatever. And then so he was like, hi, it's me, and like introduced himself, which is so funny. So he's like, Nick the agent is like my buddy now. But this is what I wanted to say. Mm-hmm. What was so sweet is that he DM'd me and he was like, who's your strike captain? And I was like, oh, actually, I'm Writers Guild East, but I live on the West Coast now, so I don't even have a strike captain here. But I was like, why? And he was like, because I convinced, you know, my agency that they should like cater lunch for you guys tomorrow. So I just wanted to arrange it. And he was like, here's what I loved. He was like, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. And then I was like, oh, I do remember who one of the strike captains is. So I was like able to put them in touch. All he wanted was a table to like put the catered lunch out. But anyway, Nick the agent, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who's been out like striking. You too busy with the writers, just trying to stand up for what's right. But it was a really funny, it was a little bit of a meet cute, and I really enjoyed meeting him. And then I love that he followed up with like, because he was like, I'm sure everybody's sick of pizza because there's a lot of pizza being eaten on the strike line. So he brought.
Well, it's easy to eat pizza while you're walking.
Exactly. He brought in some tacos, which was
also great.
Also great. Very welcome.
Comes in its own little carrying case.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, just want to thank everybody who's been so thoughtful and asking like how they can support. And it's really cool. It's cool to feel that way. It's a little different feeling than when the strike happened in 2007. So I'm just really grateful to everybody.
I agree.
Who's doing their thing and like aware of it. Even being aware of it is kind of a big deal. Anyway.
Well, do you need to go pack?
I need to go pack. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do my best at, packing.
You're going to do your best at that. I believe in you.
Yeah. What are you doing your best at?
I don't know. Something.
You're making pig pots like the Dickens.
So many pig pots, so little time. I'm behind on my pig potting.
You had pig pot goals that you're not meeting?
I'm not meeting my manufacturing goals that I've set for myself. But those snouts don't make themselves.
Right.
And I gotta
look
snout
right.
them out. I gotta snout them. I gotta ear them.
Yeah.
I gotta tail them.
Yeah.
And then I got to decide what color they should be, because I've decided that I'm not going to, they don't all have to be pink.
No, they're not all pink. I know this firsthand, because I'm like a farm girl.
Right.
We didn't have pigs on the farm I grew up on, but there were pigs on the farm that my cousins grew up on. And I did love the pigs. But did I tell this story about wearing one time I put on my aunt's pretty bracelet in her house and when I was little, and then I went out to help feed the pigs, and the bracelet fell into the pig pen and got eaten. And then I was assigned to look through their poops to try to find it. And I don't think I ever did, but I did learn a lesson about not wearing someone's pretty bracelet to slop pigs. But anyway.
I don't like that. I don't like having to look through. No, it's gross. I played Wilbur the pig
Did you in
Yeah.
Charlotte's Web?
I did. I was Wilbur.
Aw, some pig.
I was some pig. I was some pig. That was really when I first felt that it could be a reality for me. This career in entertainment.
This life.
Do
you have pictures
when I knew.
of that?
Yes, I do have one picture of it. I do.
I see that. I was a pig also, but I think I was a pig in a manger scene when I was a kid, but not in.
Honey, there were no pigs in that fucking manger. What are they doing to you?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Weird.
Maybe they let me pick my own animal. I don't know. I can't remember. I want to see that photo.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask Barb Phillips. She's got it for sure on her computer. I'll text her right
Okay. All right.
And
then...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to continue to slow it the fuck down in my brain. And I'm trying so hard, Caissie. And I know what you said at the beginning of the show is right. Like, I know that there's so much change and there's so much stuff. And it's really hard to see the forest for the trees or whatever the fucking expression that makes sense in this moment is. But also, you know, one of the ways that I've always coped is to fixate on something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I just have to be very mindful of what it is that I'm fixating on.
Right. Right.
And maybe I can fixate on something that would be beneficial to me in some way, shape, or form, and not something that is going to continue to cause me anxiety and or feelings of low self-worth.
Right. Right. I mean, I think you're doing a great job, because if you weren't able to slow it down, you'd be talking to us from a hospital room right now after you just got, a tummy tuck. So
it's so fucking true, you guys. It's so true.
So I think you're doing a good job. And you know what? Maybe this connection will be helpful. You say you want to fixate on something that would be beneficial to you and not harmful to you. Yes. And I think that comes with, I think that comes with making sure that you hit the step where you acknowledge to yourself that you deserve something beneficial, taking up your brain space and your time.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're saying a lot of things have gone by the wayside for various reasons. Therapy, working out, because you're doing what's best for other people. And by necessity, I'm not saying anyone's trying to hurt you. I'm saying that you have downstairs neighbors and they don't like you jumping, and you have a job and therapy didn't work into that time, but it's really easy to let those things be cut away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really easy to give up the things that are beneficial to you and ameliorate your anxiety. It's just really easy because it's
yes.
the thing that we've been telling moms since the 80s. You put yourself last.
Yeah.
You put everything else first and you put yourself last. But I just think it's probably because we aren't telling ourselves a lot, I am worth this.
100%.
And so it's how we get caught up in all of these situations. All these situations where we're not going to therapy, we're not working out, we're dating someone that is it's kind of fun to be with them, but also they don't really think a lot about who we are or what we're
right.
about or whatever. And we just put up with it. And, and also, shit that we do to ourselves too. I really want to write a book, but I'm not sitting down and writing the book because
right.
you're not giving yourself permission to take that time. Just all that stuff. But I think it's so weird. I see you and I see you not allowing yourself to do things for yourself that you would do in 2 seconds for anyone else.
Yes.
You know?
That's fair.
Yeah. So I just feel like that's the step that you have to find and stand on it, but it's the hardest step to find. I know.
I know. It really is.
But I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud that you were like, because I know that feeling too. I know that feeling of like, even if it's like, I want this new pair of shoes or whatever, and you like, it's fun to like hunt for them and get the best price. And then you're excited that they're coming. And then you get them and you're like, it's really cool for like 2 minutes. And then you're like, okay, but
Okay,
life.
I did just get my new white Birkenstocks delivered to the house. Okay, Caissie. Okay, witch.
But you know what I mean? Like you'll use those.
No, I know.
It'll be great.
Well, I had guys. Okay, just back to like just for 1 second, just like a fashion break for 1 second. White Birkenstocks are such a neutral. You can like they're the perfect summer sandal. I had white Birkenstocks for like 10 years. At a certain point, they were no longer white, and it was gross. And so I think last year or the year before, I got rid of them.
Yeah.
And then I've been living without them.
Yeah.
And I decided to treat myself
Yeah.
to some new white Birks.
Yeah. I'm talking about like, you know, something that I know
what
that
you're
I'm
talking about.
I'm going to buy and put in my closet.
Oh my
you
God.
know.
Like that fucking weird tooth laser thing that I bought on Instagram.
Exactly.
Don't ask, you guys. Ugh.
Does it do anything?
I don't know what it does. I don't even know what it's supposed to do. Here's the other show I've been watching a lot. I told you, I think. Modern Family. Did I tell you this?
No, but
also a poultice. Although, guys, I gotta say, it's coming real close so that no one gets mad. Whatever, those guys hate me anyway. Not the actors, you know, that one guy from the show.
Yeah.
Me. Some of the storylines are definitely in that don't hold up.
They don't hold up. They don't stand the test of time.
They do not stand the test of time.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to go back and
Just
check
a few
it
of
out.
them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm obsessed.
It happens.
Although, I mean, to be fair, yes,
yeah.
every show.
Every
to be
show.
fair, even The Office, there are some things where I'm like, well, Cricket, you understand what that's not up. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Exactly. Even the Muppet Show had to take out a bunch of episodes that did not stand the test of time. But
it's good because we learn and we grow and we know better and then we do
you know
better.
You do better.
Yeah, exactly, guys.
Exactly.
Okay, so I should go because now I'm like 45 minutes late to this picketing.
All right. Well, go picket and and I'll see you on the East Coast.
I'm going to see you so soon.
Very soon. Guys, we love you.
We love you. Thanks for being here.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, no.